Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. It is the middle of preview season for Strixhaven, and that means we are bringing you...
Is it the middle? It's over. Like, this one seemed like it went so fast.
Yeah, they revealed the set really quickly, but we've still got a couple weeks before the set is released.
True,
so I'm counting this entire time still as preview season, even if it's more time with the entire set.
True. Don't you think we had more time, like the last few sets? Maybe like a month or something, right? Like this one is...
I think it usually took about two to 3 weeks, and this time they did it in one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a new change that is going to be permanent or just something they're trying out or something specific.
It might be just the way that, 5 different colleges all fit, right? You just do it all in a week.
Yeah. They sort of did one each day, right?
And then I think they're doing the yearly Commander product this week, so I think that's probably another motivation.
Gotcha.
They've got 7,000 other things to preview, so they needed to squish the regular set down to make room for everything else. That also makes sense, yeah.
That's smart. They're cramming all the education into just 2 weeks, just like what I did in high school the last 2 weeks when I had to pass a grade. So, Yep, that sounds right.
Related question, Corey.
Yeah.
So a train leaves Albuquerque heading northeast at 45 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
And not the kind of flashbacks he was looking for today.
Yeah. Man, I always hated those questions. I always hated them.
Math questions?
No, like the long, the train's going down the tracks of this, like the long math word questions. I love just math problems where it was just a long, tedious thing that you would always get, there's a correct answer to. I guess that's all of math, but I liked math, but just not word problems. Yeah.
Okay. Anytime you had to incorporate any sort of reading.
Exactly. See, now you get it. Yeah.
Did you ever have to do the word problems where it was you didn't actually have to answer the math question, you just had to figure out whatever the erroneous information was that didn't matter to the question?
Yeah. I remember
those in first grade, and it's you just had to pick out the line Bob has green hair is that just doesn't matter for the math question. Those are my favorite word problems.
And that's just where we all started to breed trust issues with school. Yeah.
You're fine to me.
All right. All right, what are we doing today, Ross?
We are playing some Strixhaven Standard. Yep. Starting out with decks that were submitted by you, the viewers. So thank you very much for those submissions. And we will be taking more for Thursday's show. So be on the lookout on our Twitter accounts. And you can get your brew featured on the show just like these two. Yeah,
we'll send out a tweet right when we get done with the show or even mid-show to make it easy to submit some extra decks. Because, I'm not going to lie, brewing with Strixhaven has been interesting. Interesting is the word I will use.
It has certainly been more difficult.
It's very challenging.
The ideas are flowing and everything looks cool. And, 90% of it's not going to work, right? That's just the way brewing is.
But there's good synergies and stuff, usually. But this one's a little tough.
The set is very clearly powered down from what we've seen over the last year or two.
Which is good.
Yeah,
but Throne is just going to dominate for a little while. But
yeah, there's a bit of a problem with trying to brew with Throne in mind. You're like, can this deck hold up to Bonecrusher Giant, to Lovestruck Beast, to Ember Cleave, to the Great Henge?
Yeah, exactly.
And that can be tough. And then I think a lot of these cards are, there's a lot of sort of marginal value creatures, which are cards that I like, but just cards that haven't been particularly good in Standard for a while.
Yeah.
And, maybe we're off and that's going to change and there's something that we're missing.
Yeah.
And hopefully we find it over the next couple of weeks. But we are thankful for your list because you all had some really good ideas.
Yeah, there were some cool ones.
I'm going to be starting with a sort of Naya heroic deck, even if there might not be any creatures with heroic in it. Or maybe Naya prowess is a better way of putting it because we're taking advantage of the Magecraft ability.
Still no prowess, but sure.
Magecraft very similar to prowess.
Yeah.
So taking advantage of that with clever Lumimancer and Leonin Light Scribe. Got Mavinda Student's Advocate as a way to recast spells from the graveyard, keep that engine flowing. A lot of good cheap tricks. I like Charge Through quite a bit. Any 1 mana cantrip that can also trigger your Magecraft abilities, and giving trample when your creatures are going to get so large.
Yeah.
Also really nice.
And that's that color pie hasn't had that kind of effect. Green cantrip. I can't really think of one,
Yeah, there's the one that they're putting in Modern Horizons that they previewed in the Mystical Archive.
Yep.
There's got to be one or two others.
I can't think of it. They're at least not common, So maybe Twitch chat's going to come up with some horrifically underpowered green cantrip, but nothing that's really seen play, you know.
And then Show of Confidence is probably our best trick here. Being able to give it a pseudo form of Storm with all your other cheap spells, and keep in mind that the Magecraft creatures do trigger when you copy a spell.
Okay.
So you're going to set, if you cast 2 spells, Magecraft twice, then cast this, you're going to get 3 more Magecraft triggers out of it.
That's pretty awesome.
Lead to some really, really explosive turns here. Hopefully we get to showcase that. And then finally, there's a little bit of a learn package here. I think both Corey and I were excited about Learn when we saw Professor of Symbology early on in preview season, and we're disappointed with some of the follow-ups.
Yeah.
The lessons aren't great, but I do think Retriever of Phoenix is a really interesting card. When you're learning, you're effectively drawing an extra card out of your sideboard. So I like Learn triggers that also affect the battlefield. So you can generate card advantage and tempo at the same time. That's what Retriever of Phoenix does, returning to the battlefield upon that trigger. I like it 4 mana that it doesn't get exiled by Shadow's Verdict, whether it's on the battlefield or in the graveyard.
Yep.
So immune to that one is nice. And then, you don't need that many other Learn cards to enable it because it learns itself when it enters the battlefield. So additional copies of Retriever Phoenix will recur the ones that are already in your graveyard. And then we're just playing Guiding Voice as another Learn card. Put a +1/+1 counter a creature, just a basic cheap trick to trigger Magecraft, but also go well with Phoenix.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me about this kind of card is, the 4 mana 2/2 flyer that is incredibly resilient. That kind of effect in Standard hasn't been good enough, right? Like, because Great Henge goes over the top, Embercleave goes over the top, Sultai Ultimatum doesn't. I would love for you to play these things. So I totally agree. We need like these things to boost it over the top to be able to close games out to make that kind of card good. So I like the direction that your deck's heading in that. And the
rest of the deck does have that explosive capability. Yeah. So you got this side of the deck with Lumimancer and Light Scribe that can really end games quickly. And if your opponent is heavy disruption, you've got the Retriever Phoenix as sort of the backup plan. You can also get some free value out of Mavinda.
Cool. All right, so from my end, I'm going to be playing a little Jund Sacrifice with a couple of new toys here. Number 1, my preview card. I think they gave this to me because I tend to these 2 pests every Tuesday and Thursday.
That's very true.
So I think they were...
Wow.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. So
out here just making fun of the guy who's supposed to make you look good.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know what you do on that side of the camera. You might be putting bunny ears on me or something, so I really don't know. But 10 the pest, I think, is a really sweet combo with Crocs on turn 4. Just being able to play this, trigger on the stack, sack it, similar to that interaction with like Village Rites, but getting 6 1/1s. I think this card would actually be busted, and this synergy would be really, really good if it was a drain. The fact that you're just gaining life, or if it was just lost life. But it does have the worst ability in the sense where you gain a life when the creature dies is not as good. But I still think it could be quite powerful. And then Sagemoor Witch is a card that I actually think is quite strong, but another card that it's really hard to justify a 3 mana X2. Doesn't really matter what it is, but if it gets hit by Bone Crusher Giant, it's going to be rough. But a card like this, once Bone Crusher Giant rotates, I think is going to be awesome. And then we just have a nice little split card here of Valentine, Dean of the Vein. Not the best on the front side, but the flip side of this is actually insane if we can get one of these pests to die, or if you have the front side to attack and you can trigger and pump all the pests. It does some cool stuff. And then we still have the normal hits of like Corvold, Bone Crusher Giant, and yeah, you pay 1. So my envision play that would be kind of sweet is play this on turn 3. Maybe play something else, and then play this on turn 4, this combo. Turn 5, play this, attack, pay 1. All your 1/1s are now 2/2s. Yeah. It's a little unfortunate that it is not. You wouldn't get that beef the turn you're attacking there. Maybe a first strike lifelinker or something would be a kind of a cool synergy with that. But I'm pretty interested in the backside. The front side seems pretty weak to me, realistically, but
I like that on the reverse side, when those insects die, you're going to trigger the Lisette and pump the rest of them. So it's sort of self-contained. You don't really need the front side as well. It can work as a 2-card combo.
Yeah, and it just incentivizes your opponent to not attack. And this is a deck that can kind of go over the top. And if I'm Corvold sacking these pests, triggering the life gain and stuff like that before I attack, fan me down for some late game synergies there,
This is going to look really bad on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
But I have... you are no longer on my screen, Corey. It's kind of nice.
Really? You just cut me off?
Yeah, it's just Ross over here playing against nothing.
What a pest. What a pest. I'm guessing my mic is now muted as well.
Is 10 the pests make tokens equal to power or toughness?
I believe it was power. Power, yep. So it works pretty nice with shade.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if there's like some additional life gain that you can get to the point where you enable Silver Smoke Ghoul in a deck like this. Because, the Valentin is 1, so now like Mire Triton. Well, there's a lot of ways to gain 2, it seems like. Getting that third point is hard, and the Valentin on that front side is a good way to get that third point.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to think about. You love a ghoul, huh?
Yeah, and the 1/1s too. So, well, like if you sack a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and next turn you attack with 3 tokens. If your opponent blocks 1 and you gain a life, then you just play a Mire Triton and return all your Silver Smoke Ghouls.
Yeah,
it can be really incentivize them not to block those tokens.
Think how sick that kind of stuff would be just with Cat Oven. Like that's what you're really missing, Like that would be bananas. But I mean, something that does gain 3 life is just food, So that's something to think about. You can just do Gilded Goose and whatnot. But all right, everyone, let's battle. You defeated me on Thursday. I don't recall, but I guess we'll give it to you. Okay, well, this hand is awful. If I didn't shuffle so much, I would say I didn't shuffle properly, but yeah, that's a no-brainer.
My hand is a little awkward, but fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll draw out of it.
So you're saying you got a good old Corey keep here, huh?
This is a Corey Snapkeep.
Oh, okay.
It's half step above.
Okay. So you'll just have a perfect hand. Okay. All right, then. Sick brags. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I think this is fine. Kind of want to get rid of this redundant card here. And the Passage of Fabledness and pass to you.
Okay, I'll play a Boulder Loft Pathway and pass.
All right, I will sack this. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, Rob. You were gone, saving the world, doing your part, getting vaccinated, and we just had intruders coming on in to our show here.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't believe you just let him in like that.
Josh locked the door on us too. It was just really, really a strange show, man.
You're gonna have to have a talk with Josh about proper security protocols. Here at the Star City Game Center.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Stand-up guy outside
except
of that,
except I think the guys who came in here also have keys to every door in the building, but
they still haven't even given us those, Ross. You can see which show they trust more with their doors and locks.
I've been asking for those for a while too. Let's play a Timbercrown Pathway and a Light Scribe.
Okay,
pass turn.
All right, let's stomp that. Stomp that. Get it out of my house. I'm gonna draw. And then I'm going to play this Pathway and play the old Giant. Pass to you.
Oh, that sounds about right. Needed a third land. Found it.
Oh, yeah. Ross and Fabled Passages on 3. Name a more iconic duo.
Guess I'll play a Clarion Spirit.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Oh, this is going to be a little disgusting. So, I will start with a Claim the Firstborn.
Yep.
So I do get a trigger if I play another spell, don't I?
Unless it's like a Village Rites or you're sacrificing the spirit as part of the cost of the spell.
Yep, that's true. The young Pyromancer effect of if you Village Rite your creature.
Yep.
Okay, well that's less cool. So I will attack for 6.
I'll take 6, go to 14.
Okay, so I could get real cray here if I was looking to get a trigger off this Clarion Spirit. But it just doesn't seem worth it to get rid of my Bone Crusher Giant, so I'll sack this. A draw 2. Wow. And I'll play land and pass to you.
Okay, now I'm going to need quite a lot of help. I had a hand that stumbled, and Corey had 2 cheap removal spells, which was the worst possible.
Yeah, I can't say my draws have been good outside of that, but that was my opener, and I was pretty happy about it, but not the best since then.
Okay, that's pretty good. I have a Retriever Phoenix.
Okay.
I will learn.
All right.
So, Academic Probation is not going to be good. You don't have an artifact or enchantment I want to blow up.
That's one thing I know with experience. Academic probation is not good, y'all.
And Illuminate History I can't cast.
Okay.
So, not really a great set of lessons for me to choose
and
from.
that's honestly what I've been seeing, you know? Did you put the 7-mana one in your deck?
I did not.
Okay. That's the only one that I would just like auto-include in all of them, because that card seems kind of sick. It's a nightmare for Rob trying to find all those tokens, but, you know, we're okay with that.
I like to give me a challenge every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I will get Illuminate History.
Let me give that one a read real quick.
And attack for 2.
Discard any more cards, draw that many cards. There are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Create it to 2. Okay. Interesting. I'll go to 18.
Pass.
All right. Untap. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Also, chat would like to make sure that you can just loot with Learn. You don't have to get a sideboard
yeah,
card.
I did forget about that.
What can you do?
You can rummage. I didn't want to rummage any of the cards in my hand anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's a sweet thing.
My 10.
Okay. Then second main. I will cast this and pass to you.
Two cards in hand.
I got tree. All right, 5 mana.
Primal Light, Retriever Phoenix are 2, and the Sedgemoor Witch.
So you got to pay 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 7.
Okay. So you're making yours a 4/4, huh? Okay, I'll village rates this.
Okay.
I do not get a token, unfortunately, with how it works. Okay.
Then I'll Define Strike the Phoenix.
Okay.
And attack for 5.
All right.
Good.
Yep, I'll go to 13.
Pass turn.
Okay. A little bit of a tilting land to have played, but it felt right at the time. I'll attack for 4.
I'll go to 3.
Because I have a Karaxa with enough cards to bring back, but yeah, discard trigger I'll put first.
I'll discard a Define Strike.
You don't want to discard a land? All right, let's try again.
Discard Vitus 1.
Okay, and I'll play a Fabled Passage and pass to you. We got a bird on defense.
I'll play Illuminate History. I'll discard Branch Lost Pathway and Retriever Phoenix.
Okay.
Draw 2.
And you get a 3/2 or you get multiple 3/2?
A 3/2.
Okay.
3/2 red and white spirit token.
I think that horror will do, yep. I liked it. Better hope one of those is a non-land.
Then I will attack for 2.
11.
Pass the turn.
On tap. Oh, draw. Okay. Well. I will bring back Karaxa.
Scarred Light Scribe.
Okay. And I will play this, stomp this.
I'm dead.
All right. Hooray. Not bad. Yeah, this was a little punishing when I had 6 mana going into being able to play and return it. But yeah, just Bone Crusher and then claim Village Rights was excellent.
Yeah, just really need to untap with one of those early creatures to put you on the back foot.
Yeah.
When I didn't, I was on the back foot.
Yep, and preview season, we like to just play a couple games pre-board since our sideboards are not exactly fit for the metagame. You know, we just kind of put in some stuff for control, some stuff for aggro, and that just kind of fits a generic build. So we'll just do another pre if that works for you, Ross.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Rob, you got a question from our lovely audience?
Yeah, I've got one about modern. Larco 1998 wants to know, what are your opinions on Elite Spellbinder or Silver Quill Silencer in modern humans deck?
What's Silver Quill Silencer again? Is that the black-white
kind of metal
mage? Yeah. Okay. I think they're both a little too weak, personally, for modern. I think historic. I like Spellbinder because of Collected Company, and like Collected Company decks are still kind of good, but I don't think they're good enough for modern. What do you think?
I think they're both good. I worry about Spellbinder because of it in modern, because of Lava Dart and Ren and 6. So those 2 cards specifically are pretty popular right now. A little bit less so Ren, but definitely Lava Dart with is it Prowess?
Yeah.
I think Silver Quill is pretty solid. You know,
seems like it could be good in humans, I suppose.
Yeah,
huh?
We've seen that deck play, Kite Self Rebooter, right? And I think Silver Quill compares pretty favorably to that card.
Yeah, that's true.
Though, there's going to be some moments where you really need to take the card, and some moments where the 3 life matters, but just being a 3/2 instead of a 1/2, being able to apply that much more pressure, I think it sounds really, really strong to me.
Okay.
So it would just be in humans. The card is not going to see play outside of that, but I think there's some potential for the card in humans, and I think Spellbinder, while in the abstract is a better card, just specifically in modern, so many Lava Darts to punish it.
Yeah, a lot of Swift Spheres, which comes with a lot of Lava Darts. So I'd have to agree. I think Paulo is going to have to stick to the arena formats for now. maybe some Pioneer in like some Azoria Spirits or something. But I haven't kept too much track of Pioneer in a while.
Yeah, there's not really an obvious home for the card in Pioneer, but it is a 3/1 flyer. It's not actually a spirit.
Oh, that's true too.
Human wizard. Or
human cleric, I believe, right? Yeah.
That flies somehow?
Yeah,
sure. But the card is powerful enough that I could see it elevating certain decks. I think the card is very good.
I do too. The only thing I think that is a little unfortunate for its home in modern is it's not that good of an Aether Vial card, because that is a card that you really want to play proactively, and Aether Vial incentivizes you for, some version of proactive cards, but for the most part, you want to play reactively and put in your best creature based on what your opponent played at end step. Spellbinder is like, you want to put it in right away to stop a timely card from your opponent playing, and then it's kind of awkward, then they know what card to play around and stuff. So would you agree, or you think that's off?
Yeah, I mean, I agree that is a bit of dyssynergy, but I don't think it's a huge mark against it. Like, I would still try the card out in Death and Taxes and see how it works. I think it's powerful enough to overcome that kind of dyssynergy. And it can also just be the card that you cast on 3 while you're using Vial for everything else.
That's true. You cast that on 3, and then your Aether Vial on 3 Flicker Wisps it. Oh, yeah. Sand me down on that one.
Now you're on the trolley.
I don't want to ephemerate Spellbinder. I think that just seems like the most frustrating thing ever in Historic for opponents.
And it could also be a nice thing to be doing in Modern, where it protects the creature from certain removal. And not Lava Dart. Again, Lava Dart's just too good.
Yeah, I mean, it does protect from Lava Dart, right? It's on the stack. They can't flash it back.
Yeah, but then the creature's still back in there, and I guess you name Lava Dart then and make them spend an extra 2 mana. But you can't. You have to.
You can't name anything. You got to take a card from their hand. So
So the thing is that, like, unless sacrificing the mountain is a big cost, like, they have it in their graveyard if they want.
Moral of the story, Lava Dart equals bad for Paulo. All right, let's get to game number 2 here.
And this hand would be good if it had a creature, but it does not. So
Okay.
I'll send it back.
My hand is, one big glaring problem, but we do just have a pretty good curve here, so I'm gonna keep.
Okay. Well, mulliganing worked really well last game, so hopefully that trend continues.
Yeah, do that again, buddy. Do that again. All right, Rob, you got one more question for us?
Yeah, do you think any of the white Magecraft cards will translate into older formats like you're playing now, Ross?
Yeah, Lumimancer definitely has some potential to reshape how Prowess decks are built. You know, a Boros Prowess deck with 12 one-mana creatures that can be that explosive. You know, you can imagine a turn 1 Luminancer. Could that kill on turn 2 with just a couple Lava Darts? Because that would be 4 spells. So that's okay. So that's only 12.
And then slap in some mutagenic growths, and we're there.
Yeah, two mutagenic growths, 2 Lava Darts, and they're dead.
And you got to have a Sacred Foundry
And another mountain.
and another mountain. Okay,
I mean, that's easy. You have a million fetch lands.
that's 7 cards. I start with 7 cards every time.
Yeah.
So.
You know, and Manamorphoses can play a little role in there as well. But, you know, I imagine that card leads to a lot of turn 3 kills.
Yeah.
A ton of turn 3 kills.
I know Dom Harvey wrote an article about that recently on SCG. It was probably like last week. If you want to check that out, he was insanely high on that card. I don't know if I was as high as he was on it, but yeah, he built a lot of decks with that card in mind.
Yeah.
But it's another card that Lava Dart exists. So
the other ones I'm less high on, but that one in particular I think has potential.
yep, agreed.
Okay, now I've got a 6-card hand that looks significantly better.
Okay.
The only question is, what card do I put back?
I believe it's this one.
Oof. Big oof.
A big oof.
I want all of them. They're all so good.
Well, you probably shouldn't have mulliganed. Lesson learned.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep 7. I think I'm going to put back the most replaceable card in my hand. It's a risk because my hand doesn't really come together without more of them, but I've got so many in the deck.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'll play a Fabled Passage and pass.
What do you know? Fabled Passage for Ross. I will just play a Craig Crown Pathway and pass to you.
Get a Plains.
I gotta say, I love these style of decks. I was never the biggest Jund fan, but after I played a decent amount of Rakdos Arcanist, I've become a Village Rites fan. Like, I just love that card.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's been an exciting time to be able to claim something in Fame, or claim in Village Rites. That's been fun.
Let's grab.
All right. I got a Stomp. Pass to you. Strixhaven's Complete Downfall. Bone Crusher Giant. All these cool 2/2s. It's like, yeah, I'm excited to play for that. And I just think, Bone Crusher
I have a Mavinda.
Giant. Okay. That card's terrifying. That card is terrifying. All right. I have a... Whoa, Strider. Let's get a Brad. I'll pass to you.
Well, I could just go for it.
Yeah? I don't know what you're going for, but...
So, comment from Lord Vel. So, Corey, you've become one of the village people.
I have become one of the village people, absolutely. Touche.
Maybe I just do that, though, and set this up in a couple more turns. That would be 8. Yeah, I'm going to try to play this a little more conservatively.
Okay.
We're going to start with a Guiding Voice on the Mavinda.
Okay. 1/1 counter and learn.
Yeah, that's going to find me an Academic Probation. Then I'm going to play this Guiding Voice on the Mavinda.
Okay.
That'll find me...
Oh, you do still have to pay the mana cost for it. Okay,
Yes.
okay. For whatever reason, I thought it was just free. I'm like, this card seems disgusting.
That'll get me an Illuminate History.
Okay.
Then I'm going to play Academic Probation on the Woe Strider.
Sorry, what does that do again?
It essentially detains it. Can't attack or block or activate abilities until my next turn.
Okay, I'm going to respond. I'm going to sack, scry.
So hopefully prevent a Claim the Firstborn, unless Corey has a Village Rights. I think if he had Village Rights last turn, he would have done it, just to keep me off creatures the entire time.
Yep.
And I'll attack for 5.
Okay, I will take it.
You're 15.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Luckily. And can't attack either, right? For one turn?
Attack, block, or use activated abilities.
Okay. So I think I want to get a red source here. Luckily, that scry was quite good for me. I got the Akron War. I'll be taking this. And I'll pass to you. Is that what you wanted to see?
Yeah, let's play Showdown of the Skalds.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. 3 uncastables and a 4-drop. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Pass the turn.
Clip of the day! Clip of the day! Get your clips ready! All right. We'll go like this. Wow, I'm going to be doing some things. Okay. So, I have this. It's not detained any longer, right?
Correct.
Cool. Let's attack then for 7.
That's a 2. I thought Mavinda was a 3-2. Was I wrong?
Oh, no, it's a 2-3.
They got that right?
Yeah, it's a 2-3. From what I remember. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So that means I attacked you for 4 last turn. You should be at 16.
Okay, yep.
And 7 brings me to 13. Okay. My bad.
All good.
That's much better. Now it doesn't die to stomp. So it's 13 for me, 15 for Corey, or 16 for Corey.
Yeah.
13 to 16.
All right, I have this. Trigger to discard.
I'll discard Retriever Phoenix.
You cannot do that.
I'm very dead. Like, incredibly dead.
All right, other trigger on the stack. I'll make 6 1/1s.
Yeah.
And look at the biggest pest. Good choice on tokens here, Rob. Look at this pest right here. Oh, yeah, been that way my whole life. Okay, so we'll do that. And I'll pass to you. Oh, too good. Just the greatest token there. Yeah, I had the Village Rights too, but the Crown War definitely tied the room together, that's for sure.
Yep, that'll do it. I think if I got one more turn, though the showdown being heinous was still really bad.
Were you saying going for it as in like there was a chance you could have like killed me or something? Or
I had the storm spell.
Oh, okay.
I could have gone double Guiding Voice, 3 more counters, and just gone all in one turn.
Oh, okay.
But instead, I decided that I wanted to Academic Probation that turn, keep you off of it
from claiming. Yeah.
And then either Showdown to set up, or have some sort of protection.
Yeah, prevented me from having just claim and using my whatchamacallit as the only sack outlet. Yeah, I like that.
Then I can Academic Probation from the graveyard the next turn and get 2 turns out of it. And,
yeah.
Maybe then I can go, Showdown plus hold up protection or something like that. There's a lot of stuff I can do.
Cool. All right, well, that's going to do it for our first 2 games. We are going to head to the sideboard to see what kind of stuff we got for each other. Don't go anywhere.
Well, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between, what are we calling this deck? I called it Naya Heroic, but it's more like Naya Magecraft.
Naya Heroic is what Cedric had named it.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. I'm shocked. I would guess Naya mid-range or something,
And John Sacrifice. On my side of things, bring in some generically powerful cards and a little extra removal in Glass Casket, a 3rd Primal Might. Got our 2 remaining Showdowns and these Elite Spellbinders. The spellbinders and the showdowns just increasing my threat density a little bit, which is where I struggled. I am cutting the retriever phoenixes. I think when I'm bringing this many cards, I've just got to cut the learn package. Can't cut into the core of the deck, the magecraft part of it.
Yep.
The learn package is secondary. Wasn't overly impressed by it in those 2 games.
Nope.
So we're just going to cut it and see how the deck works without it.
I like it. Okay, so from my end, we're taking the Skyclave Shades out, something that's going to be very good against rogues, any kind of deck that's really heavily interacting with me. But this matchup is not the case.
Any matchup where you don't have to block.
Exactly. Who would have guessed my creature that can't block would not be that great at blocking? And then we're taking out the 2 Sedgemoor Witch and the 2 Valentines here. Both cards, new cards, we want to be trying them out and stuff, but they are creatures that do not really do too much to stop what you're doing. So we're bringing in stuff that stops you from what you're doing. Elspeth's Nightmare is excellent at picking out. It's a lot better on the play, admittedly, but if you go that 3 mana, 2/3, and I can Elspeth's Nightmare it and then hit anything, it's going to be insane. Claim the Firstborn, we saw how good it was there. Another, basically, stomp number 5 and 6 for your 2-drops that are annoying, and then Clothis in case you were leaving in Phoenixes, and then to get some of your Defiant Strikes, some pump spells from the graveyard so you can't recast them. With that 2/3. Sorry, what's that 2/3 called again? Mavinda. Okay, cool. Got to get these card names down. But yeah, just bringing in a lot of removal to defend against what you're doing.
Yeah, clearly taking a very controlling tack in the game.
Yeah, and then I still got the over-the-top aspects of just, Corvold, being a near impossible card to deal with. The 10 to the Pest synergies. And the one thing I really like about this list is, since we lost Cat Oven in Standard, the amount of sack outlets for a Crowan War and Claim is like right about at the amount where you can still play them. But now when you have Woe Strider, Village Rites, and now some 10 to the Pest, I think you're at just like a great number. That you can play as many Crowan Wars and Claims as you want in a matchup that dictates it. If I play against mono green aggro, I want all of them. I want 3 Crowan Wars and I want 4 Claims. Is probably the line. I think all 8 is maybe a little silly, but with this many sack outlets, it gives you the option to do that.
Yeah, turning those on, because they're, when those cards are reliable as removal spells, they're among the best in your deck.
Agreed.
So really nice to have cards that you're happy to play otherwise, but also enable those cards to be as good as they can.
And you know what seems insane to me is just like, if you're on the play and you go Heart's Desire into Lovestruck Beast on turn 3, if I just claim that and 10 to the Pest to Lovestruck Beast and just get, 5 1/1s and you lose your Lovestruck Beast, that seems insane.
Yeah, you'll definitely have more 1/1s than they do.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole thing is if I have... Thank you, that's true. But the whole thing is if I can save plays while I'm thinking about Strixhaven, and I can say, oh yeah, this is good against adventure creatures, my brain explodes with excitement, because that's been the hardest thing when we've been building decks, is being like, okay, this is cool, I bet we're going to compete with each other, doing fun decks, but if I play against adventure creatures, I'm gonna die miserably. But that's something that does pass the Throne of Eldraine test, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, always nice to see that. I agree. Those kind of things always excite me as well.
Yeah,
it's like, ooh, this could actually do something.
Yay, stuffing things.
Unlike this hand, which can't do anything.
Okay, well, my hand is absolutely unbeatable. So I'll keep. All right, maybe not unbeatable, but it is pretty good.
Yeah, has Bone Crusher Giant in it, so is unbeatable.
Yeah. That is the case that makes it unbeatable, but this hand is so good without it that, and Bone Crusher's right here, so. All right, you got one more question there for us, Rob?
Yeah, I've got one question and a joke.
Okay.
So Histeus wants to know, I don't know if Ross has ever considered this, but does he think WotC should create duels that enter untapped so you can play multicolor aggro decks?
I've never heard your opinion on this subject.
It's an intriguing idea. I'd like to hear more.
Yeah, I've heard your explanation on the show, and I've heard your more colorful explanation outside of the show, and one is better than the other.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no clue. What's the other one? So
as far as an actual question,
okay.
Ross, what do you think about making this just a red-white deck instead of playing green for some of like the fight spells?
I really like the trample trick in green because you're going to make some really big creatures in this deck. So that's the big draw to green as opposed to Primal Might for me.
What about Embercleave? That's kind of the green trample substitute.
Yeah, it doesn't trigger Magecraft. But I guess once you're Embercleaving something, you don't really care. That's the idea. Yeah, that could work. I think it's going to be a pretty expensive card in this deck unless you go hard enabling Clarion
Spirit or whatever. Yeah.
But I could see going for that as long as you have some way to go over the top of chump blockers.
Yeah.
Like Crash Through is also legal, right? So like.
Oh,
is it?
It probably
is. M21. It's M21.
Every third set or something.
Yeah, I picture, like in a deck like this, I know you can't play too many spells, but like Seasoned Hollowblade, maybe Usher the Fallen. I don't know how much you can do of that before it's just a Boros aggro deck where you're not even doing the Magecraft stuff. And that's another thing about Strixhaven that's been a big challenge for me, is you have a lot of cards that incentivize you to play a lot of spells, but they also pump creatures and stuff. So it's a fine line that you have to draw with those. So that's the toughest part of deck building with this set.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But Crash Through sounds great. I would definitely try Boros with just Crash Through.
Yeah, that seems smart.
We've got an easy put back there. I'm going to play a Boulder Lock Pathway and pass the turn.
Okay. I will play this. I do not need that. And pass to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought I'd draw. Let's play a Timber Crown Pathway and a Lean and Light Scribe.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I had the stomp. The whole time. Pass to you.
Pass.
All right. Okay, now I have... Just going to go for the good old-fashioned Bone Crusher. Pass to you.
I'll casket it.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
That's pretty good. Don't have a great turn here. So I'm just going to buy Giganta. Pass to you.
Play Light Scribe.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. That was a cool draw. Oh, tough decision. Tough decision here. Could just kind of go for Giganta and then use that as a ramp spell next turn. I guess I don't need that much mana. So let's start with... That's not how Fabled Passage works. All right. We'll get rid of this. Get a forest. And... Mana base is slightly awkward, all by my own fault, so that's impressive. But... yeah, it's still just got to be this, I think. All right, I'll play Croxa, trigger you to discard.
I'll discard Showdown of the Scalds.
Send it. 6 of the Pest. Pass to you.
Glad I grabbed a lot of those.
Yeah, good call. I need 6 at a time. Let's see if you grab 12. That's the main thing. Oh.
Play Clever Lumimancer.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Okay. Let's go with...
Corey, got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you think that this is the Pest deck in Historic or Standard? Said the format wrong.
Yes, I like it. I will Heartless Act that. I will Elspeth's Nightmare that.
And a bid.
All right. Yeah, I had the interesting play of just like claiming your creature and then tending to the pest, but like 6/1/1s just seems insane. But yeah.
So far, my deck has done nothing.
Yeah.
Corey has had Stomp into steal your second creature, sacrifice it for value.
Hey, we're trying to show off Strixhaven here, and what better way to show it off than to just get crushed by Stomp? I mean, that's just what I think the cues are going to be when we start with Arena.
Look, the Jazz lost last night. Now Corey's just crushing Ross.
Oh, did they?
It's just the way things go.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, hey, grab those marbles. We'll set them over here. So if y'all maybe notice, we have this very attractive wizard hat here. Huh?
You have to hold it up in front of you. There's no camera.
Like here? Or, oh, like up here?
No, just in front of you.
Oh,
yourself.
Sure. It's my first time here, Rob. Thank you. We got this very beautiful wizard hat here for the loser of Strixhaven previews. And I guess we're going with you being up 2-0. I wouldn't think the historic show we did last week would count for our preview show, but you know
the historic show we did in the middle of preview season with preview cards?
No, the one that we did with old flashback cards like Faithless Looting and Brainstorm. That was our legacy show.
That'll need Spellbinder in it.
Yeah, I'm conceding on this point, but I'm still salty about it. But it looks like Ross is up 2-0.
The most impressive Strixhaven cards have looked in 3 days.
yeah, that's fair. Too good.
We got a little bit of time here. Let's see if we can get one pity game.
Yeah, I want to see your deck do its thing. And I want to just see me stomp one of your 2-drops. So one more time here for good measure.
Yeah, another unkeepable hand.
Yeah, mine is absolutely awful too. So it doesn't have a stomp, so I can't possibly win. All right, one question for you, Rob, if you got it.
Well, Histeus would like to. Corey, do you know that playing Eldraine cards from previous season can actually get you DQ'd from the tournament?
Oh, really? Okay. Dang, tournaments are going to be tiny when we get back because Throne of Eldraine cards are all people own since we went into COVID, around that time. That I always thought is going to be really interesting when we get back to like SCGs. It's like we all know the SCG grinder that'll come and be like, hey, can I borrow an entire deck tomorrow for this event? And it's going to be like, no, because none of us own cards. And they're like, oh, I have to be responsible for my choices now. Dang it.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for whoever that is.
Yeah, you, right? Too good.
Can't imagine who would ever do that. Repeatedly.
Yeah. I was looking at you a bit on this one, that's for sure.
Well, I have a keepable hand that does very little and is going to lose very easily.
Hey, that's the spirit. Yeah, I got a hand as well. I don't think it's insane, but I think I get rid of this. I don't think it's insane in this matchup.
Play Fatal Passage and pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Well, I got Moto bugged. I will play this and pass to you.
I will get a Forest. Bet you weren't expecting that.
I wasn't. Good for you. Good for you, buddy. Proud of you.
Well, I'm going to go on a limb and say this will be the first game that Corey doesn't stomp a creature in turn 2.
Because you don't have a creature on turn 2?
Oh, no, I just drew one, so here you go.
All right, perfect.
Just put this Lane of Light Sky in the graveyard.
Yeah. All right, keep it there then, thanks. I have this, and I do not have a stomp. So sad panda. Now I'm just wondering what else I want to do here. And I think I just want to pass to you.
Gonna get to trigger Magecraft.
Yeah, you haven't done that in your Magecraft deck yet.
I'll charge through the Leon Light Scribe.
Okay.
Trigger.
Yep. And stomp.
Attack for 3.
Okay.
I will Defiant Strike it.
Okay. I'll go to 15.
And I still haven't found a land. You're up.
All right.
15 life.
Okay, what do I want to start with here? I think it is just this card that's going to gain so much value over the long term, and I'll play Clothis. Pass to you.
Well, I'll play a Defiant Strike.
Okay.
Oh, we just still didn't draw a land. Perfect.
So are you having just a great time with this deck?
Attack for 4.
11.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I'm gonna pre-combat main. Let's target your Crash through.
You mean charge through?
Yeah, whatever. 13 to 18.
Yep.
Sack this for Schwamp. And I'll do something pretty close to the same power level as you. I'll play a Karaxa. Trigger, so you discard first.
I will discard Permalink.
And 6/1/1s. This combo is actually going to just be insane. Come on, Pest. Finally, my preview card is good. My last one was like the Snow Yeti. That was a 4-mana Hill Giant, from Keldheim. I think I finally found one that's going to be playable. Because that seems good, y'all.
You're moving up in the world. Eventually you'll get a rare.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right now at a Pest, but soon I'll be a playable here. I'm a format pest.
I was going to say, you annoy him long enough.
Land.
Huh?
You annoy him long enough, you'll get something.
Yes.
With my 3 cantrips, we might have had something going here.
Yeah, I didn't have much.
Then the Light Scribe starts triggering and pumping the Spellbinders, and they attack in the air, and I had this thing.
Yeah, I didn't have much else.
A third land this game.
Do you just have no play this turn?
No.
Okay.
I can put a +1/+1 counter on this and not attack.
Yeah, that's the nice attack. Just like, okay, I'll block with 6 of them. I gained 4.
Just very good.
Yeah, my hand wasn't insane, but this deck felt sweet. Against, I think this is going to be the type of deck that's going to destroy Naya Adventures and, get wrecked by Sultai Ultimatum. I think that's kind of the line. If you play a lot of Clarion Spirits and things that get stomped and my claims are good, it's going to be good. And then I play against Sultai Ultimatum where my claims are dead and it's going to be awful. I think that's just going to define this kind of deck. But you never know.
Yeah, and as for this deck, it just really didn't come together. I think that the land count was probably too low to begin with. You probably need to main deck all 4 showdowns because you're going to need to play through a lot of removal. And by protection spell, Fight is 1 doesn't even stop you from claiming and Acro and Warring my creatures.
Yeah.
So I just had no real answer to that. That's a problem because those cards do see some play. So just didn't really get to see the synergies come together.
Cool. Well, for the next round, y'all,
It wasn't cool at all.
I thought it was pretty cool. Keep that 4-0 up there for as long as possible. I might talk for a little bit longer just to see that above my name up there. So the next deck I'm going to be trying is a card that I really hope is good, but I still am so unsure about it. Even for my Strixhaven top 5, this is a card that I put on the list, but I could easily see it being like legitimately bottom 5, but I really wanted to try it out, and that is Quandrix Command. This is the Simic command that I think just does some cool things. There's a lot of artifacts and enchantments that are worth countering. Embercleave, binding the Old Gods, Great Henge, and then the tempo swing that you can get in an aggressive deck of bouncing a creature and putting counters on. It's giving me a little low-key Dromoka's Command vibe. Dromoka's Command, way better, of course.
It's kind of like a hasty Manowar or Exclusion Mage for people that aren't 70 years old.
Yes.
You get 2 power, it's attacking immediately, most likely, and you're bouncing a creature to your opponent's hand. I like that mode. I thought of putting that card in an aggressive shell.
Yeah, I think that's just where it has to be. So I'm going to be playing Mono Green Beatdown, just splash blue. We get to also play everybody's favorite lands, what are they called? Snarls. What is it? Show lands? Is that what these are called?
Shadowlands is what we initially called them because they were in Shadows over Innistrad.
Okay.
Shadows over Innistrad.
Yeah, but so we got that, and the other new card we have is Tanzer Quadrix. That's the blue-green Elder Dragon.
Yeah.
And I think that card could be good as a top end, but we'll see. So just a Mono Green Beatdown deck for me.
And I'm going to be playing a Teamer ramp deck, but with a heavy landfall theme, utilizing several of those cards from Strixhaven that including the 2-mana rampant growth that makes a creature. It's a lot of creatures that ramp you and generate more landfall triggers. So we're going to hopefully sort of mimic what the Adventures deck does, where use those creatures early to play defense and pressure the control decks.
Cool.
But I'm going to be doing it while ramping.
Cool, and some ultimatums up top, I imagine?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds sweet. All right, everyone, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns aimed at Ross in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite burns at Ross sent over to Ross. So, we are playing round. That was it, right? That was my normal
sounds
spiel?
about right.
Okay, cool. So we're getting to round 2 here, and as we were talking about before, I'm just playing a mono green beatdown deck, all the usual suspects. The one thing I think that is really cool is Stonecoil Serpent and Yorvo stock went up with this being our top end. Doubling
Target?
What? Okay, well, not on this one, but
Yorvo stock.
It does work on Yorvo, but I still want these for gem raisers and stuff like that.
That's a key part of that.
But yeah, that doesn't work as well.
Here to stack the triggers correctly, so you get the counter from the Yorvo trigger, then resolve the Quandrix trigger second, and it makes it a 10-10.
Yeah. Not bad, huh? Not bad.
Yeah,
so
10-10s are pretty big.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of cool. It makes me favor playing Yorvo over Old Growth Troll. I can't remember. I think I played 1 or 2 of them.
There's 2 in there.
Yeah, I played 2, but really favoring Yorvo because I think that is a pretty sweet combo. And then, some Snakeskin Veils to do some protecting. Also has some counter synergies as well. Great Henge still has some counter synergies. And then using the Quandrix command as just a way to push through damage and just, have 3 good modes to choose from. The last mode may be applicable to like a Rogue's deck or something.
Or against escape cards.
Or escape cards. But yeah, for the most part, it is just one of those top 3. And for the most part, when we're playing it aggressively, it's going to be put 2 counters on something in combat as well as bounce something or save a creature and beef another creature from a removal spell. A lot of cool stuff to be doing with it. And then I think this is the only deck that can kind of play these lands when you're mono green, and like the only other non-basics you want to play are like Pathways and some Castles. I think this is the only deck that can really support this is a very mild splash in one direction, because you don't want to play this with Pathways, you don't want to play this with Temples. This is one of the few ones that I thought would actually be good in this deck.
Yep, and on my side, as I said, I'm playing a Teamer ramp deck with a heavy landfall theme, and you see that from the 3 new cards that are in the deck. Emergent Sequence, essentially being a rampant growth. Yes, on turn 2, your land is now going to be vulnerable Stomp. That's awkward, but Rampant Growth is a very powerful card, and this is one that, can get better as the game goes on. If you're casting it alongside, Genesis Ultimatum on a big turn, you generate an extra, 4/4 or 5/5.
Yeah.
Can be really cool. So I like that it can be a reasonable draw later in the game when Rampant Growth is usually dead.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Eureka Moment just seems like a good Magic card to me, just on rate. Divination plus
Growth
play an
Spiral.
extra land.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like 2 Growth Spirals, but they don't give you 2 land drops.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like when Llanowar Elf and Elvish Visionary combine forces to become Llanowar
Visionary.
Llanowar Visionary. It really reminds me of that.
Yeah, but just a good card will help grind through decks with lots of disruption, just that little bit of value, and it's nice to get it tacked on to an Explore effect. And then Quandrix Cultivator, card I like quite a bit. This is also searching for a land and put it a forest or island specifically and basic, and putting it onto the battlefield but untapped.
Yeah.
So when you cast this on 4 mana, you have an extra mana untapped. You cast on 5, you have 2 mana untapped, ready to do stuff. If you have a Lotus Cobra on the battlefield, which is an obvious 4 of here, you can go turn 2 Cobra, turn 3 land, now up to 4, Quandrix Cultivator, get another basic untapped. Now I have 2 mana, play Emergent Sequence, get another land. It's a 3/3. And now I've suddenly generated 3 bodies. I've ramped 3 times or something.
Okay.
And I'm ready to Genesis Ultimatum on the very next turn.
Yeah, that sounds kind of sweet. Yeah. And honestly, I've the one deck that I haven't built yet that I was kind of saving for Thursday just because I want to try out all these new stuff before we get back to a little bit of the old. But I think this card is just like very poised to replace Cultivate in Sultai Ultimatum. Sultai Ramp, I think that's just a really good card.
Yeah, and then of course our top end here, Genesis Ultimatum, Terror of the Peaks, pretty common. I'm also playing Phylath to go with all of this ramp.
Cool.
Hopefully we can do some cool stuff with that, hitting a nice lay off of a Genesis Ultimatum, but a card that I think is, Pretty powerful, hasn't really seen play, hasn't had a home. And now with the more enablers for landfall, could potentially find one.
Yeah, that 3/4 really gives me vibes of God. What was that? Green, black, 3/4 that like returned something that we saw some play in Golgari.
Not Rotfinder.
Yeah,
Mind Broker.
Something like that. It was only like ever like a 2 of or a 3 of, but I remember playing it at the last Pro Tour, I guess, right? Yeah, I remember playing it at the last Pro Tour in that medium Golgari deck. So maybe that's the direction we're heading back. That kind of magic, that was a very slowed down format. There was this hyper aggressive white decks that were quite good, but it makes sense that that's the power level that we're going back to instead of Throne and War of the Spark, which threw us all for a loop.
Yeah, I would love to go back to a world where doing things like that is good.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so I'm guessing you want to go first?
I do indeed.
All right. Let's battle.
I will keep my hand.
It's a little awkward. But I will keep.
I'll play a Katria Triome and pass.
Okay. I have a forest, and I'll pass to you.
Is that how this is going to go? Let's play Timbercrown Pathway and a Lotus Cobra.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I don't have as many stomps for you this time, so it's a little unfortunate here. I'll play forest and pass.
Also, the card you're thinking of, Golgari Fine Broker.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Attack for 2.
I'll take it.
Pass the turn.
Oh, yeah. We like that. All right, well, our hand is quite weird as well. So I'm going to go like this and play the Old Growth Troll, and I'll pass to you.
Pass the turn.
Oh, no. Sorry, buddy.
It's a single land.
Yeah. All right, I'll play this, and I'll attack for 4.
I'm at 16.
Okay, I'll play Yorvo. Get 4 counters, and I'll pass to you.
No. You're supposed to say, and it's your go.
And it's your go. Yes, of course.
Might be a little late.
I can't believe you're slipping on these cards.
I'm really slipping on these puns.
I'll make a mana with the Cobra, and I'll play Eureka Moment.
Okay.
Draw 2.
Okay.
I'll play a land.
Okay.
Actually, do I even want to do that? I don't have another land for next turn. But
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
No, that'll still work. I'll play the Mountain and pass.
Okay. I shall draw. I have a pathway. And got a lot of pretty cool options here. I think I'm going to start with a command, bouncing and putting 2 counters on this. Then I will play Heart's Desire, get a Shaheen. I guess this is not a green creature. That's unfortunate. And then attack for 10.
I'm at 6.
Okay, pass to you.
And I'm dead.
All right. I had the nice combo. I could have attacked for 10 for 14, but I think it was better to just bounce and then having another command. It's like, yeah, good luck when you stumble that much.
I would have kept my hand regardless, but I definitely misread Eureka Moment as emergent, whatever its name is.
Oh, okay.
Emergent sequence.
Yeah.
I saw the E and I was like, oh, so I have the Rampant Growth too, and I had a Beanstalk Giant. So I have turn 2 Lotus Cobra. I draw any land. I would play a land, float 1, play Fertile Footsteps, get a land untapped, and Rampant Growth off of that, and and I had a Bone Crusher. Then I'd have mana to stomp, generated, two ramps, a 3/3, and killed your creature, then you didn't play anything I could stop because that's how this is going to work.
Yep. That sounds about right. Yeah, to be fair, those two cards have identical art right now, so it is kind of confusing. So, yeah.
But the hand still would have been fine, and I still wouldn't have drawn lands.
Oh, yeah, I would have snapped that off. For sure. We would have got there, but...
I mean, 2 lands, Lotus Cobra Stomp, and some ramp spells.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I had that really awesome combo of, Yorbo into that dragon to make it a 10/10. But, the command there also looked pretty sweet. But I think if you did your thing there, I was not winning that game. Just because I just had vanilla creatures. If you were ever ultimatuming, you were going over the top of me for sure. And that's the worry I have with this deck is I don't really catch up too well, aka like have some good removal on 2, like, Bone Crusher Giant or something, but that's just Simic's problem all the time, right? Simic decks are really aimed towards being good at control decks more than being like really good against other aggro decks where you can attack, have that counter spell back up for like Sultai Ultimatum or something. Like I can imagine I'd be decent against that. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Simic, pairing green creatures with blue cards has always been aimed at beating control decks.
Yeah.
You usually need some other color to get removal to deal with aggro. So you're either Teamer or your Sultai, depending upon what removal is good.
Exactly. Okay, let's do this again.
Real quick before we start, I have a question about a card for your Simic deck.
Yeah.
Do you think Decisive Denial, the green-blue instant modal card that's target creature you control, fights, and then another one, the other path is Mana Leak for a non-creature spell?
Yep. It's a Mana Leak negate or a Prey Upon for blue and green instant.
Wow. I don't know how I missed that. I looked through that. I think that would have been a nice one.
Yeah.
So
it's not a card you'd really want to sideboard because you're not gonna. There's not going to be a matchup where both modes are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in your sideboard. You're either going to want Primal Might or Negate, right? And you just play both and bring it in whichever is appropriate.
So
it could definitely be a main deck card.
It's blue green on both sides.
Well, it's not a split card. It's just a choose one. It's a modal card, like a charm.
Oh, gotcha. Either just Mana Leak or...
Yeah, so it costs 2 mana every time.
Yeah. No, that card seems great in here. Yeah, that's a mistake on my part.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to main deck Primal Might, I would definitely consider just main decking that instead.
It is a little rough because I'm playing a couple Triomes, which are awful, but just because I don't have a ton of blue-green lands, and then I just have the blue-green dual and Pathway. So I only have 10 blue sources, and right now I'm already playing 7 cards, so I didn't want to overdo it. There were some other cards I was interested in, like the double face card that is like the 3/3 on one side, and then you do some copying on the other side. That was interesting. Or the blue-green card where you can just copy a creature was another consideration. But that suggestion would have been the best out of all of them, though.
Okay, I have an excellent hand.
Well, I don't have an excellent hand, but I think it's a keeper on the draw, so we'll give it a shot.
We're gonna try them.
Okay. Now I have a Swarm Shambler, and I'll pass to you. Another decent token synergy for our Elder Dragon.
I have an Island and a Lotus Cobra.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I have an attack for 1.
19.
Got him. And then I will play Sir Farron. Pass to you.
Okay, buckle up, everybody.
I'm in trouble.
It's gonna be good.
I'm in trouble.
We'll play a forest, generate a mana, whatever color.
Okay.
I'll play Eureka Moment.
Okay. I'm terrified.
That might even change what I do. So I'm going to put this Fable Passage onto the battlefield.
Oh, God.
Generate another mana.
Yeah.
We'll make it green. I'm going to get the mountain here. Because
so you got 3 mana.
Quandrix Cultivator finds nothing but islands and forests. My mana is pretty good here.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I don't have enough basics in my deck. I think I'm playing like 9.
Okay.
I have Quandrix Cultivator, Emergent Sequence, and Beanstalk Giant.
And Fabled Passage.
And Fabled Passage, yeah.
Yeah. I think that still seems about right. Maybe 10 at tops, but I mean, you need Ketria Triomes, and you got some pathways, I assume, right?
I'm like 8 pathways.
Yeah.
It's
No, I think that actually seems fine. Like, as long as you have enough basics to put into play and cast all your spells, I think that's viewed as enough, you know?
So now I'll make 2 green off of the 2 Cobra triggers. So now I have 3 mana.
Okay.
So I can go Fertile Footsteps into Emergent Sequence, or I can just double Emergent Sequence.
Jesus. Well, regardless, I'm dead. But
yeah. And I can't do everything, right? I guess I could do this, or I have 3 mana. This effectively costs 2. And these effectively each cost 1.
Regardless, I'm terrified.
Yeah, the Surf Aaron is also kind of scary here, especially if you have Blue Source into Command.
Yep, that's a nice piece of synergy. Command, bounce one of your lands, which is just killing your creature. 2 counters on this, attack for 7. So Surf Aaron has some nice counter synergies with Command as well. So I think there's some cool stuff going on my deck. It's just, a little bit more of a basic deck that I think needs to be really tuned to be good.
Yeah, so let's use the 2 green floating to play an Emergent Sequence.
Okay. So, God, this is like a 4/4 already, right?
So I played land 3. I played Eureka Moment. Fable Passage was 2nd land of the turn. Sack Fable Passage, 3rd land of the turn. This is the 4th, yeah.
Yep.
It's a 4/4.
Okay.
I'll generate it and a mana of whatever color, and I will stomp the Surf Aaron.
All right. Yeah, not a bad turn.
Then I'll attack for 2.
Not a bad turn, Ross.
You're at 18.
All right.
Pass the turn.
I don't think my turn is going to be that good. I will play a Scavenging Ooze and a tapped Mammoth and attack for 1.
18 all.
Equal stuff going on in this game.
Yeah.
Pass to you.
Drew a couple cards, killed your creature, made a 4/4.
Yeah, pretty chill stuff.
It was like I cast a Magma Opus.
Yeah,
right?
you did some
Just
stuff.
on turn 3.
Now you can just go land an ultimatum. That's cool.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this definitely wants to be Timber Crown Pathway.
Okay.
I'll make another green.
Okay.
Fertile Footsteps.
Okay.
We need to get green or red here to cast Ultimatum. Just get the other mountain again.
Okay.
That'll once again make green.
It was a lot cooler when you just said go a lot more, you know? I was liking that part. Can we go back to that?
Use the green to play an Emergent Sequence.
Okay. It's going to be a 3/3.
Yep, this one will be a 3/3.
Does put him into play, though, tapped, huh? Okay.
Yep.
That would be disgusting.
That'll make another green. Then I'll play another Emergent Sequence.
Wow.
This one will be a 4/4. That'll make a red. Then I'll play the Bone Crusher Giant from Exile.
Okay. Yeah, it's all fair. It's all pretty fair.
So, yeah, we'll just have these. I used all my mana.
Yeah.
And
you're handless, at least?
Yeah, I'm empty-handed. Yeah, I'll attack with the Lotus Cobra and the 4/4. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you got a 4/4 too, huh? All right. We'll go to 16.
You mean go to 12, right? Attack for 2 last turn?
Yep.
This is a 6-point.
Mathematics.
Pass the turn.
Mathematics. Okay, that's not a great draw.
Do your Rampant Growths not make 4/4s?
Well, we have such a sad turn compared to you, but I have a Mammoth, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. There's 1 creature in graveyard, right?
Yeah, 1 creature.
So that can be a 3/3.
Oh, I better do that now before you stomp. I guess maybe I want to do this. Nah, I'll still just do this. Gain a life.
That'll bring you to 13.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I guess we'll just go 5 Slamma-Jamma.
Okay.
Send in the clowns.
Not a bad idea.
Could get a little awkward if you just don't block with the Skoos this turn, but you can only make, I guess you could make like this trade and then get that pretty big. Maybe chump here, take 7. You'd then be at 6. You could go back up to 8. or maybe not go back up to 9, exile all 3. This would be a 6/6. It's still smaller than this. Yeah, I'll attack with all 4 of those creatures.
Yeah, seems good. I do think it's a pretty forced block on this. It's just a decision if I want to throw away this this all-powerful Swarm Shambler. There is some decision to putting Skoos somewhere, but I don't think so. So I will eat up some damage and take 7.
Brings you to 6.
Yep.
Mammoth and Bone Crusher trade. Storm Chamber down. I drew a River Grub pathway. Okay. That'll generate a black mana for Lotus Cobra, whatever.
Sure.
Play this Beanstalk Giant. It's a 10/10.
Oh, no big deal.
You're up.
Cool. Okay, that was interesting.
I don't like to hear that. And I played it as River Glide because the islands could potentially die at some point. I want to keep my blue mana count high. I didn't even need a ramp payoff.
Yeah.
The ramp spells were also payoffs. So one of the things I like about the way this deck is constructed is like games like this can happen, where even if your Genesis Ultimatum doesn't show up or Byleth or whatever.
I will pass to you.
Currently I think I have 2 basics left in my deck.
Okay.
Passing to me, this sounds like a Quandrix command and a put 2 counters on this, and then exile 2 creatures, put 2 more on it. So that'll be 4 more counters, so that'll be a 7/7. Still not big enough to rumble with the giant, but you can just bounce that and then block here. But then you would take 9 and you've only gained 2, so you would be dead. So Quandrix command doesn't even do it. So I'm just going to slam with all my creatures.
He found the line. Yep, that's all I had. I did have the creature as well, but, Quandrix command a little earlier would have been kind of cool, but you just did way too sick of things. I was not competing that game.
Too fast, even though all I did was ramp and then drew a couple lands off the top.
Yeah, but your ramp spells were giant creatures as well. Like, I like that. That is a cool card. Like you said, though, it's not the best 2-mana ramp because it just makes it vulnerable to removal spells, but outside of that,
we're already at Cobra deck, so I'm already kind of vulnerable to 2-mana removal spells.
Yeah.
The
thing I picture though is like playing against the deck I just played for round 1, and you 2-mana ramp, get a 1/1, and I just claim your mountain, cast something else, and like if I'm on the play, I can just go claim, tap it, Woe Strider, sack, get wrecked, that would be sweet.
This is it's just 0 mana, counter your rampant growth.
Yeah, it's like the Stealing Llanowar Elves, in Historic or something like that.
Like you mental misstep me.
Yes, I like it. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for our first 2 games. We are split amongst these. Let's see what kind of sideboard stuff I have. I have some Mystical Disputes for those big ultimatums. So,
what ultimatums? I didn't even need them.
Touche. All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here between Simic Aggro and Teamer Ramp. From my end, I just want to be taking out some Scavenging Oozes here. They're not great to stomp. I have a lot of targets to stomp, so I kind of want to overload you on it. Because I just don't have that many cards to bring in. But also, I want to trim on some of the weaker cards. So take out these. We're going to take out 2 Swarm Shamblers. And Snakeskin Veil only protects against Stomps and Soul Sears. Otherwise, not very good. So we noticed how insane Lotus Cobra was here, so being able to kill Cobra as well as have an over-the-top effect seems pretty nice. We're bringing in that 3rd Henge and then just a couple ram-throughs as more ways to deal with Lotus Cobra.
Yeah, and on my side, just bring in some more removal. We got the 4th Bone Crusher Giant, our 1 Soul Seer, and a couple Storm's Wrath, bringing out a little bit of our high end and 1 Ultimatum and 1 of the Filas, as well as a couple of Quandrix Cultivators that kind of occupy the same spot on the curve as Storm's Wrath does.
Yeah.
Storm's Wrath, definitely an awkward card in the deck.
Yeah.
Not good with Lotus Cobra.
Or your lands.
Yeah. But still just so effective in the aggro matchups when you have the ability to go over the top of them.
Do you have to put a counter on with that Rampant Growth?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just picture you Rampant Growthing into Storm's Wrath and be like, get out of here, land.
if you don't put counters on it, then, you're going to have a 0/0 land and it's going to die anyway.
Oh, okay.
It makes it 0/0.
Okay.
So we'll see how awkward Storm's Wrath is. That's definitely one thing I wanted to test out to see if it just didn't work at all and you need to come up with different anti-aggro cards.
Yeah.
Because that's been a classic one for these Teamer Ramp decks, but they're usually playing Lovestruck Beast so that, you have something that survives it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else can be in that kind of slot, and I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Just be like Scorching Dragonfire or something, more spot removal.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And honestly, that kind of stuff, you know, when we get back to the real world of where rogues is still going to exist, Dragonfire tends to be like really nice compared to Stormwrath not being a good card. So.
Probably Fire Prophecy because you take advantage of the card selection.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
That's not bad. Yep.
So that definitely could be what it should be, but I wanted to see just how, you know, annoying that dis-synergy would be.
Cool. All right, Rob, can I get a question from you?
Well, I had a joke earlier.
Okay. We'll take it.
Somebody said, that deck seems good, but I wonder how it functions without Cobra. And then right in Rashi said, without the Cobra, it probably has a lot less bite.
Oh, yes. Keep these puns a-flowing. We
Better
like
than
them.
any pun I've ever heard Corey say. So.
Yeah. I won't argue with you on that one.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that one.
All right, I'm going to be going first.
Ross like out here like in puns. What's going on today?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I'll keep.
I will keep as well.
I have a land and I'll pass to you.
I too have a land and will pass to you.
Okay. Now let's go with a land. A little awkward here, trying to play around everything. And there's always a pesky looming stomp usually hanging over my head.
Stomp of Damocles.
Yes. It's a tough one. Yeah, I'll pass to you. I'm going to play this conservatively.
Okay, well, I have a Lotus Cobra.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Not great there, but I have a Yorvo, and I'll pass to you.
Doesn't really matter what order I do these things in, because I'm not going to be able to use the mana at the end.
Okay.
So I will make another green mana, play a Beanstalk Giant.
Okay.
Get an island.
Okay.
Make a green mana with Lotus Cobra.
Ugh. Quit doing these kind of things.
I'm just going to play another Cobra.
Okay. Still good.
Pass the turn.
Okay. All right. I'll just play old growth troll and attack for 5.
No blocks.
All right. Pass to you.
15.
Some large hitters.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Why don't I play this, make, let's say, blue-red. Off the top of my head.
God, I hate you.
No real rhyme or reason for
I hate
those colors.
you
But I'll make a blue and a red.
Is that what you're feeling?
And
That's
I'll
what's
cast
really-
a Genesis Ultimatum.
God, I hope you just get nothing but trash here.
Yeah.
Nothing but trash.
Oh, not great.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, the Phylath and Genesis Ultimatum is not really a combo.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty bad, to be honest. But these go to my hand, right?
Yeah. Oh, because this...
Oh, no, that still works fine.
Yeah, this is still insane. You still get the creatures.
Yeah, I still get the creatures, but I can't put counters on them with the other 2 landfall triggers.
Oh, yeah.
That's my point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still going to get the five plant tokens. Yeah.
And you get 2 mana, or you get 4 mana,
Yeah, I
excuse
get
me.
4 mana.
Yeah.
And the other 2 cards go to my hand. I
Yeah.
forgot that part, too. So I'll make blue, blue, green, green, and cast Eureka Moment.
Okay.
And then... Yeah, let's put the land onto the battlefield. I don't have anything to do with it, but I want to put 4 counters on a plant I control.
Okay.
So I have a 4/5 and a 5. Yeah, that's a thing. And then I will pass the turn.
All right. That's disgusting. I really needed a good draw there. And that was not really it. Tilt. Okay, well. I'm dead. But I guess I'll fight the good fight here. So I have a ram through to that. Get that card out of there.
I left down.
And I have a Heart's Desire, and I'll pass to you. These are both on adventures.
Yep.
You have another adventure thing over there?
Yeah.
Stealing mine? How dare you?
Hey,
This is my adventure.
okay, let's play Terror of the Peaks.
Okay, cool.
Then I will play a forest, make red.
Okay.
Then I will play another Phylap. I'll
Oh
deal
my
5
God.
to Yorbo. I'll make 7 more plants. And, yeah, you're up.
Sounds like Corey's going to take his ball and go home.
I was only going to Genesis Ultimatum into emergence sequence.
Yeah, that was pretty insane, but lucky for me, we got some time to stretch
That's
this.
actually not going to hit a single land off this emergent Genesis Ultimatum. 3,
Yeah,
6,
I think you're gonna
7,
be okay.
2 left. Yeah, I wasn't going to be able to double Genesis Ultimatum that turn.
Dang it. I had a slim margin of a chance if I drew land 4, just to be able to Great Henge into, some creatures. But I don't think I was competing with this anyways. So yeah, just the ram stuff going way over the top of mono green so far.
Yeah, one of the other cool things about playing the actual ramp spells is that once you untap with Phylap, you can get counters on your plants really, really quickly.
Yeah, that's true. I think the moral of the story I've learned so far is I should have a way to kill that Cobra on 2, or I die.
Yeah, so far I've drawn it. And
Yeah.
when I've had Cobra and a 3rd land, I've won pretty easily.
Yeah, I had Stonecoil Serpent for 2 that I was thinking about, but I didn't have Ram through or anything. So, there was like no real thing to gain from me not playing it, except I had a sequence planned out that I was going to get the Great Henge off Yorvo and then just, 2/2 Stonecoil Serpent as a follow-up play because I didn't have another follow-up play. But if I had Ram through, I was jamming that Stonecoil Serpent for sure. Then you either choose to stomp or I can kill your Lotus Cobra.
Well,
But
I didn't have the stomp anyway.
yeah, that's true. All right. And I just realized the power of Cobra so much that we're bringing in even another Ram through because that card seems impossible to win the game if you resolve it on turn 2.
Yeah, certainly the most important card in my deck.
Yeah.
Not just in this matchup, but probably in every matchup.
Probably.
It just supercharges everything else I'm doing.
It really does. And you can still do normal Ram stuff. The Rampant Growth into the 4-mana Ram spell and then just go from there. But Cobra definitely supercharges everything.
Yeah, and we might be on that plan of this game, which is slow on the draw.
Okay.
I'm going to try it.
I can keep.
I'll keep.
All right, I got a Heart's Desire, so you're dead.
I have a Ketria Triumph.
Okay. All right, I have the very powerful Zagoth Triumph and another Heart's Desire and attack for 1.
Okay. I have a Fable Passage. Pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap. Attack for 2.
I'll go to 17.
And then I'll play one of these. Pass to you.
Good island with that Fable Passage.
Okay.
Now I will play an island and cast Fertile Footsteps and get a mountain.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. Now let's go with a play this as a forest. You only need 1 blue source in this deck at pretty much any times, unless I bring in a lot of counter spells. But okay. All right, I think I got a plan. Play Love Struck Beast.
Yep.
Attack.
I go to 10.
Yep. And pass to you.
Okay, that's pretty good.
What you got, punk?
I will play Lotus Cobra.
Oh god, game's over.
I will play Timber Crown Pathway.
Okay.
Make a mana of some color and play Quandrix Cultivator.
Okay.
Because I have to make either a blue or a green.
Okay.
Make that work. And then that will find a... Ooh, do I find an island or a forest?
Are you doing anything else for the turn?
No.
Okay, well then you're dead.
Yeah, I thought the Cobra was good because then I could beat a removal spell, but I can't beat two. It's still going to be in rough shape. I either needed to hit a land next turn so I could ultimatum, or just play Phylath and block again.
Yep.
Which is honestly, not a bad plan. I'm going to have 4 basics, so I've got 2 blockers here.
And you were at 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this was close to just lethal on its own. Bounce 2 counters on Shaheen, but that's only 9.
Yep.
So I did need the 2 ram throughs. But yeah.
Yeah, I knew my hand was a little slow in the draw. It was just turn 3 Footsteps, turn 4 Cultivator, turn 5 Ultimatum.
So what I thought you had was Storm's Wrath to clean up this and kind of hope. And then I had a sweet play where I was going to bounce, put 2 counters on, make a 1/1, and attack for 7. It wouldn't have been lethal, but I just really was hoping that was the plan. She'd be like, all right, I gotta hope you don't have another 1/1. And be like, I don't, but...
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
And we see the importance of those Ramthers there. You didn't have the removal, in the other games, and so my creatures were able to do some good blocking, play some defense, and buy me enough time to get into the end game.
Yep.
Was a little slower there as well. That certainly played into it. But
definitely. And the nice thing about even Ram through on the draw is I have Swarm Shambler, Heart's Desire, and Stonecoil Serpent to be able to ram through on 2 to kill your Cobra on the draw. So I really like that. So I'm going to make a little change here and bring in that last ram through for the last Scoozy Scoos.
Got all the removal in now.
Yeah. We're going ham. We are going ham. Quandrix Command on the draw, I think, is a bit of a loose card. And I can see that being one where it's like, on the draw, you shave 2. On the play, you max out on that card in like every matchup. Because, I'm not hyped about having that card on the draw, but it still could be good.
Yeah, definitely. If you're on the draw, you want it in a matchup more where you're going to be using the counter artifact enchantment mode.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. A great henge matchup, but then holding it open to, kill a henge when instead they just play another creature or something, that feels pretty awkward as well. So I think that would lead to some awkward situations.
Okay.
All right. The all-powerful game 5.
I will keep my hand.
All right. That good, huh?
It's serviceable.
Okay. Well, this hand is really loose.
And Sneap.
Yeah, I just don't think I can keep this. Yeah. We have the ram through we really want, but just no creature. If this is Heart's Desire, I was going to be mad. Okay, good call. Good call.
And that's the issue with these matchups where I have that one key early creature that you really need to kill. You got to bring in all this removal, and then you draw hands like that.
Yep, and that's what kind of leads me to want to try to see if like a Teamer aggro would work, just for Bone Crusher Giant. It's that important. But then, you lose out on a lot of your cards. The mana base gets really awkward. But it may just be good enough because of how good Bone Crusher Giant is. I just think that card is unbelievable right now and will get even better.
Yeah,
come Strixhaven. So
it's just an unbelievably good card.
It really is, yeah.
It's seeing significant modern play.
Yep. Okay, I think I can keep. It's not great, but
for so many years, people would put you into that squeeze and bring in some cheap creature out of their sideboard when they knew you were bringing out removal, like Azure Mage or Dragon Master Outcast, or a ton of things like that. And just having Bone Crusher in your Giant in your deck, this threat that you want because you want threat density that also kills those stupid cheap creatures.
Yeah, that's insane.
Has really destroyed that dynamic. Okay, I'll lead on a forest.
All right. I have a Zagoth Triumph, and I'll pass to you.
I have a Crag Crown Pathway, and I'll pass to you.
Hooray!
Yeah, no Cobra on the play here.
All right. I have a Snarl. I'll reveal this, and I'll pass to you. Not going to walk into a Stampy Stamp.
I will play a Fertile Footsteps.
Okay.
I'll get an island and pass the turn.
All right, I will play this Kazandu Valley. Then I'll pass to you.
I will play a Quandrix Cultivator, get an island, and pass the turn.
All right, I'm afraid of Ultimatum. It comes into play on tap?
Yep.
Okay, that's gross. All right, play this, trigger.
Yep.
All right, I got the henge. And then I'll, interesting here. If I want to open the window for you to be able to block and stomp. I kind of don't know if I do, but it's not the biggest deal. Yeah, I'll attack.
I'll block.
Okay. Pass to you.
On your end step, I'll stomp.
Okay.
Pretty obvious stomp there.
Yeah. Maybe that was loose.
That's awkward. Okay. I'll play Fertile Footsteps.
Okay.
I will get an island.
Okay.
And I will play a Bone Crusher Giant.
Okay. I'll gain 2.
You're at 21.
Ooh, what did I take one from?
That was the last game.
Yeah, so it's just 22. You're at 20 still, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's an awful draw. All right, so we'll start with the Yorvo. 5 counters, draw.
You're 24.
1, 2, 4. Then I will play Old Growth Troll. Counter here, draw. And land and pass to you.
Okay, now the fun begins.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, I knew I was drawing that.
Okay. Dun dun dun. All right, give me a weak one. Give me a weak one here, Ross. I have a lot of spells.
Yeah, I didn't get a great one.
Okay.
Lotus Cobra, Phylath, and we have a land. This is exiled.
Every time you're like, I don't have a great one, and then you just Phylath me, it's
Well, really, I'm just looking for Terror of the Peaks.
That's a good point.
Never Terror of the Peaks. So that's 5 Jeremy Knowles, 5 basic lands.
Yep.
This Timber Crown, do I want? Yeah, I think I want. Actually, I might want that entering as red. Because I've got a forest in my hand. My mana.
You actually don't have a choice with Genesis Ultimatum. It's the front half, yeah.
It's the front half. So this has to enter as Crackdown Pathway. You are correct. Once again, I don't get to target with that landfall trigger, but I do get it off of Cobra because the Cobra and Crackdown enter at the same time.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's make green, or let's make blue.
Okay.
Then I'll play my land for turn, make green, get 4 counters on a Jeremy.
Okay.
Then I'll play Eureka Moment.
Ugh, gross.
And, yep, play this Triome, put 4 counters on a Jeremy.
Okay.
And I have a mana in my pool, but nothing to do with it, so I'll just pass.
Disgusting. Okay, I will start with Surferin. Gonna get a 7th counter on Yorvo and a counter on Surferin.
And you've gained 2 life.
And I gain 2 up
You're
to 26. Draw. Play this land. And then I'll attack.
Okay, so we have to be very worried about Quandrix command. And you do have two. You could have two of them.
That I could.
And you have four in hand?
I have four in hand, yep.
Yeah. So how do I best play around command? I can put... What if I just put these two plants and a bone crusher in front of the old growth troll? Then you can make this a 7 and bounce a plant, and I have 8 toughness still. If you want to, you could use both of them to go like bounce, counters, and then I've effectively traded a plant each for those. I think I would accept that. So yeah, I'm going to triple block the old growth troll with the 2, 4, 5 plants and the bone crusher. Leave the Yorvo unblocked.
And you're at what?
I'm at 20.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of instant speed dragon you're trying to cast here.
No such luck.
That would be a surprise to me if that existed.
Yeah. Okay. So, I am going to Quandrix command. Okay. 2 counters here.
2 on the troll.
And bounce Yorvo.
Bounce a plant, you mean?
Or bounce a plant, sorry.
If you want to bounce Yorvo, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. And then ram through Phylath. Let me double think about this, because I could ram through Bone Crusher here to get max damage through, but Phylath is the card that just, is extremely terrifying. And, I have the option here of ram throwing a plant to have you take 6, but 6 plus 7 is only 13. That is kind of sweet. So the real question is, deal with these 2 now, and then you create more of them with all the land drops that you have, or you could just have another Phylath. But I think I just have to deal with Phylath. So okay. You take 2 from that.
Take 2, go to 18. Then I take 7 from combat, go to 11.
7.
And you get to kill one of these creatures.
I kill... Oh, wait, it's an X1. Okay, I gotta maybe take that back, because I was totally thinking I was killing both of these here.
No, I've got 8 toughness.
Well... That's really scary. Could just be like dead on the crackback if I let you chill with Phylath. All right. Sorry, this is a tough one. All right, if that's the case, we are just going to command 2 counters here. I'll still bounce a plant, and then just ram through this to Phylath.
Okay.
And then I will kill your plant.
So
you're going to take 9, but you gain that 2, so you should go to 11.
Yeah, so I'm at 11.
And I get to animate this onto a land. Agenda Force has add 2 green and pay 1 in sacrifice. So I won't be able to do it this turn, unfortunately, because I believe I played my land.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I think I did too. So
even if you hadn't, I don't think that would be enough, right?
Yeah, because I put it right here, play a land, 1 land, and sack to make a 4/4.
Oh, it's 1 tap sack. Okay,
yeah,
I thought it was 2. Okay.
I was going to say, have you missed a land drop? Yeah, we're probably not telling by that. But yeah, let me just check. I went Mammoth into Yorvo, into this. So yeah, I think I have played a land, and then I'll pass to you.
Man was turn 3, Henge was turn 4, Yorvo plus Troll was turn 5.
Yep.
Then this was turn 6.
Yep. And that's what we got. Okay, pass to you. I don't feel great about this. We fought the good fight.
Oddly, neither do I, but I do have another ultimatum.
What? I don't feel good about this. Okay, 5 for 1.
It needs to be good.
Yeah, pretty hard to be bad.
Okay, well that card will probably do some work.
Okay.
So I've got a Ketria Triome and a Forest entering, and a Terror of the Peaks and a Lotus Cobra. So I'm going to generate 4 mana and a 2 damage thing with the Terror.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just think about that for a second.
Okay.
I think the 2 damage is going to go upstairs.
Makes sense.
I'm going to have 4 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't played a land. That's going to be 10. And that's 8, and that's... Yeah, that should do it. So yeah, the 2 is going to go upstairs.
24. And how many Cobra triggers do you got?
I had 2 lands enter with the 2 Cobras, so I have 4 mana of varying colors.
Okay.
Let's play a Ketria Triome, make it 6 mana.
Okay.
Play an emergent sequence, go down to 4, back up to 6.
Okay.
This will find a basic that will enter as a 4/4. Because 2 lands entered off of the ultimatum, 1 for turn, and then it.
Yep.
And so that still keeps me at 6 mana.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much do I actually need? You have 12 there. Yeah, so I only need to cast a Shadowfell Smashing for X equals 6 to clear both creatures, because that doubles it, gets me to 12, and I can deal 9 and 3.
Or does it seem better to just play one of these and clear both of them? Because you just kill it with this, and then you kill this with this. You silly goose.
That is also true. I forgot about this entering and triggering the Terror of the Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just deal the 4 to Sinfarin, and then I've got 4...
You just need to tap 1 for that?
Yeah. And then I've still got 3 mana up, and this can attack for 6.
Seems good.
Brings you to 18.
Yep.
And yeah, no reason to do anything else.
And I'm pretty dead. We'll see how wild this can be, but I just don't think it's going to be good enough. So 5, a draw.
Brings you to 20.
And I just got lands and a henge, so I'm dead. This doesn't trigger it because it is a token.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Marginal triggers like Terror, right? Because it enters and then it enters as a 0/0, then you go.
No, that's the whole point of Terror of the Peaks. That's why that became a deck. It definitely triggers off other creatures.
Other creatures, but not the emergent sequence, is what I'm saying.
Oh, because it puts counters on it, right?
It's not that it puts counters on it. It's that it puts the land onto the battlefield, then makes the land a creature. So a creature is never entering the battlefield. Yeah, you're okay. So
this would not have killed. So yeah, all right. I had a.
Just imagine I cast a Shadow Skull Smashing instead of the Beanstalk Giant.
There, but
yeah.
I mean,
it actually might be better because now the double Beanstalk Giant just kills you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd have a Sir Farron left over, and you have plants.
Shadow Skull is going to kill both.
Or that works.
I was going to cast it for X equals 6, deal 12 total.
Yeah.
You had a 9/9 Yorvo and a 3/3 Sir Farron. It was exactly.
But you weren't saying it doesn't trigger off Emergent Ultimatum, right? Like.
No,
we weren't arguing that.
Yeah,
it was just the rampant growth.
He was saying emergent sequence is the length.
Gotcha.
You just heard emergent.
Yeah. No problem.
Storm's Wrath was completely unnecessary. So drew it and it was like, well, it's kind of neat that it doesn't kill your pumped plants or your Phylath.
Yeah.
So that's like one good thing. But it was just, I was doing.
Hey, I'm glad I put up a fight. I think I need like a little bit more spot removal for Cobras, or maybe some Disdainful Strokes on the board might be pretty good for you.
Yeah, Stroke sounds great. That's always been one of the advantages of splashing in the mono green deck is getting some counter spells on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty sweet match.
Yeah, and like those games end as really lopsided, But that's just the way a matchup like this goes. I think with a couple disdainful strokes, you'd see a lot more games where Corey just goes like creature, and I'm like, yeah, play some stuff, emergent ultimatum, you counter it, and then I'm dead.
Yep, exactly. So that's going to do it for our second round here. We are 1-1, so we're playing for some marbles here. This should be a good one. And I got my favorite deck for last, at least.
Same here.
Yeah, yours is nice too. So I'm going to be playing a Jeskai Blink deck. You know, I've played this kind of deck in the past when Showdown came out for Keldheim, but now we get to add just a couple of pretty sweet cards. I'm excited to, you know, bounce Elite Spellbinder, and then also trying 4 Milla Crafty Companion. That is the 1 colorless, 2 white, 2/3 creature. You know, that if your opponent targets your stuff, you get to draw a card, or attacks your planeswalkers, you get to add a loyalty. But on the opposite side, it's Luca. And Luca bringing back like Yorion or something to do some blinking sounds super cool to me. So
yeah. And on my side of things, I'm going to be playing a Mardu Sacrifice deck that was in my article for this week about Avatar of the Bloodlord.
Okay.
A card that I think is very powerful in that when, you know, appropriately enabled. And this is a list that really, you know, gets aggressive with the sacrifice theme that I think those decks have been forced to get away from because some of the, you know, cards they needed rotated. But this is a card that can really push them back in that direction.
Cool. Sounds like a sweet match we got for us. We're going to take a short 5-minute break and we'll be right back with our final round here on Versus Live.
Hello and welcome back to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. It is the final match of our second show exploring Strixhaven Standard.
I'm glad you finally admitted it. Tier 1-0. I knew it.
I said Standard. It's our third show exploring Strixhaven.
Sure.
Devil's in the details, Corey. We are playing for the marbles here in the final match, and as Corey said before the break, we have both saved our favorite deck of the day for last. Starting on my side here, we've got plenty of new cards in a Mardu Sacrifice deck, really base sort of actually more base Orzhov because of the Silver Quill Silencer, which was not something I meant to have happen when I was building it.
Okay.
I sort of meant to have Extus over here as an afterthought.
Okay.
And ended up just wanting another 2-drop, and Silver Quill Silencer seemed like the best one.
Okay.
You know, there aren't a lot of great ones. There's no Priest of Forgotten Gods or things like that. But this is taking a Rakdos deck back in a more aggressive direction. We're going to get to play like Skyclave Shade effectively.
Okay.
Rakdos decks have actually been sort of mopey and mid-rangey with that escape engine to the point where Skyclave Shade hasn't even been good because they want their 2-drop to block.
Yep.
This is a deck that really wants to attack. You know, we're playing Serrated Scorpion and Whisper Squad in the 1-drop spot, really trying to generate some expendable bodies so that we can cast Awaken the Blood Avatar on turn 4, hopefully, though there is some chance of casting it on turn 3.
Okay.
But really set up to cast it on turn 4. I think this card's very powerful. If you can just sack 2 creatures to it, you effectively get a 6/6 haste that has your opponent sacrifice a creature.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if just one of your, you know, creatures you're sacrificing is very expendable, like the Goat token from Woe Strider or the Pest token from Callous Blood Mage.
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah. You know, you're not losing a whole lot. Your opponent's probably losing a full creature, and you're getting in quite a bit of damage. Silver Quill Silencer, I think, is just another good card. Also helps, you know, provide some reach.
Mm-hmm.
Callous Blood Mage, just a way to create bodies, generate card advantage. It's also a cool card to rebuy with Extus when you happen to be casting the front side of this.
Okay.
You know, you've got some cheap spells to Magecraft with, not a ton, but Village Rites and Claim the Firstborn.
Okay.
You know, both trigger. You can return your Callous Blood Mages, generate card advantage that way.
I like it. Yeah, this seems like a very Ross Merriam deck.
Yeah, it's a deck that is focused on being aggressive, but it can win long games.
Okay.
You know, you can obviously go over the top of it with, you know, the ultimatums and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're able to play some discard spells or get them low on life to where Silencer can shut them out of some stuff, you can grind through sweepers. And that's one of the things I like about, you know, Sacrifice decks.
Yeah.
The cards that they're playing provide some natural resilience to removal so that you don't really have to go out of your way to add more expensive cards. You can just play more cheap stuff, make sure your curve is good, and really beat down.
Cool.
And, you know, we'll see how it goes.
I really like it. So mine is going to be a Jeskai Yorion Blink deck featuring the beautiful Bird Serpent. So a lot of Blink effects. You know, I'm bringing back the classic hits of Haka, Charming Prince, that interaction to flip it to Orin on turn 3, as well as Skyclave Shade. Now we have another couple really nice 3-drops here. Milla's not the best on the front side, I'm not going to lie, but the versatility between being able to play this, I still get to draw a card if you start trying to kill my stuff. That's already okay. I don't really utilize the Planeswalker part of this legendary Fox, but then if we flip to Luca, the -2 is what I'm really after. Being able to just pick up a Yorion and blink out your stuff, attack for 4, get rid of Yorion. Seems really cool. It can also be bringing back elite spellbinders to tempo you out a little bit. Skyclave Apparition to deal with something. There's a lot of stuff that I think could be good with it. Could be a little clunky. We'll find it out. But God bless you. Nice reaction time in there at least.
I felt that coming for a while.
Yeah, fair enough. So
I tried to hold it off. I tried.
Yeah, good work. Good work. So that's the plan, and I'm gonna hope this card's good enough. I definitely have been wanting to blink this for a while since I saw it come out. I haven't played it in a Yorion deck yet, so I'm excited. All right.
How does Elite Spellbinder work with double face cards? If you take Extus out of my hand, do I have to pay 2 more for Awaken?
It's 2 more no matter what. Yeah, it just adds 2 to each flip side.
It does?
Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah,
imagine.
it's for as long as that card remains exiled.
Okay,
Yeah.
card, yeah.
So if I did it to your Lovestruck Beast, you could for 3 Heart's Desire, then it goes to the Adventure Zone.
And then 3 mana Lovestruck
and then 3 mana Lovestruck Beast, yeah.
Important thing to note then, if you do take Extus with, Elite Spellbinder, that Awaken the Blood Avatar, I can sack any number of creatures. So I could sack 4 creatures and go from 8 black-red with the 2-mana attacks and still only pay 2 mana. I just have to sack an extra creature.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Nope, that's exactly it. Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be an interesting, synergy. You get a 3/6, then you can kill the Elite Spellbinder. The one thing that I think that 3/6 is going to be really terrifying about is if I sack a creature, maybe a Charming Prince or whatever, and then you attack, kill a Skyclave, get something. That's kind of what I envision being pretty scary.
Yeah, that could definitely...
All right, so I'm going to go first since I lost
cool
that last match. This is... It was a bit of a loose start, but I think we got saved there at the end. It's still not amazing by any means, but yeah, I'll keep.
I will keep as well.
Okay, I got a Glasspool Shore, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, I have a Sevi Triumph. I'll pass to you.
Okay. All right, I have a Haka, and I'll pass to you.
Well, could be getting got early here. So let's try to mitigate the damage as much as possible, and I will play Silverquill Silencer on Charming Prince.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
Sounds good.
I think Corey would gladly give me the 3 life and a card to get to Alrund here, but...
Yeah, let's do it. I'll exile and have this come back as Alrund. I do not get the trigger with just how it works, and pass to you.
So you're at 17.
Yep.
I drew my card.
Cool.
And I have drawn horribly.
Excellent.
So let's keep doing it, I guess. I'm going to play Callous Blood Mage and draw a card and lose life.
Okay.
I will go to 19.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
All right. I will sack this. Gotta get ourselves a planes here. And you're at 19, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I will draw. And I will attack for 2.
You have 5 in hand?
Oh, wait a minute. +1/+1 for each card. My bad. I thought I had a 5/5. Okay, yeah, I'll attack.
Yeah, I will trade Callous Blood Mage for the Charming Prince.
Take 6.
Yeah, I'll go to 13.
Okay, second main, I'll play Milla. And then I'm going to go to end step and name land. Okay.
Yep.
So what do I just look at the top two and reveal the top two? I'll tilt. All right. See how it's going to be.
Okay. I will attack for 3.
Yeah, I don't think I want to trade, so I'll take it. 14.
Then I will play a Blight Step Pathway.
Okay.
Let's just play the Fatal Passage.
Okay.
It's still getting a Swamp.
Okay.
I will then play a Whisper Squad.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Squad up. Draw. Not a great draw, but I will start with an attack with these two.
I will block the Allrund.
Okay.
Before damage, I'll activate the squad.
Sure.
And then, still before damage, I will Village Rites the blocking squad.
Okay.
And it'll have me take 2 going to 11.
Yep. And then I have a temple.
Drew a land, how lucky.
Yep.
Gets to set up the Allrun trigger.
Yep. And now... now I'm going to foretell this. And I'll name land.
Yep.
Get 1. And pass to you.
God, I have drawn poorly.
Good, good, good. What? Oh, these just go to the bottom. I thought the lands. I was like, what? God, this card's terrible. How have I misread it this long?
I'll check for 4.
Okay.
You go to 10.
Yep.
Actually, let's make that 1 less.
Okay.
Go to 11.
11.
Then I'll play Callous Blood Mage. I'm going to draw a card and lose life.
Okay.
I go to 12.
Sure.
Now I'll play this Blight Step Pathway.
Okay.
You can play that one on the red side. Seer Step. And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. On tap. A draw. Let's go with I'll attack with these two.
And you have how many cards in hand?
I have 5 and 1 foretell zone.
Okay, so this is a 7/7?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll jump all in with the squad and squad up before damage.
Okay.
I'll take 2. Puts me to 10.
Or I had you at 11. 13 to 11 from Milla last turn.
Yeah.
Oh, and then 10, so now you should be at 8. Because you just took 1 from this, right?
Okay, I missed
Is that what you got?
I thought that's what you should. I thought that's what you should have been at, but you said you went to 12 last turn, so I just believed you.
I missed the 2 last turn from Mila.
Yep.
So I was at 10, so now I'm going to 8.
Yep, exactly.
So 8 to 11.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Then I'll go like this. And see what I want to do now. I'm going to play Yorion and just blink out Milla. And then end step, I'm going to name lands again. All right, tilt. And I'll pass to you.
You're at 11.
Yep. I'm scared.
You probably shouldn't be. Wow, my draws have been bad.
Yeah, my draw's not been great either. We definitely didn't show off the power of either of our decks, I feel.
Yeah. Let's play Callous Blood Mage and draw a card and lose life.
Okay, put you to 7. Okay, I'm less scared now, I guess.
White Step Pathway. I'll play another Silver Quill Silencer. Let's name Skyclave Apparition.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn. Guess I could have tapped this better so I could play this too.
Okay.
But I assume you have an Alrund's Epiphany under that.
Yeah, I do, and I hit land 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I just have 4 lines in Shane.
Jesus.
I needed to draw, rankles or claims or avatars.
Yeah.
I was looking for those TED cards or the
you did
Vanity
just kind
Verse.
of flood there pretty badly. But I liked the starter you were doing, and for me it was like I just stumbled on lands, but I kept a 2-lander with Charming Prince just to scry set up my lands, but then hit Haka and I'm like, well, that's insane, most of the time because it can't be claimed. And
the main thing was it just stopped my aggression. Normally I'm sitting there with a bunch of 2/2s like you are, and we can just try a little value early, and then I can use my interaction to clear your battlefield of the big creatures. But when the Allred hit early, I didn't have that aggression, and I couldn't really clear your battlefield. Just went downhill very quickly.
Yep, touche. All right, let's do another pre-board one, but first, let's take a question from Rob, if you got it.
Don't have one right now.
Don't have one. Empty queue for you. What do you think, then I'll ask you, Ross, what do you think of the deck so far? I know I usually wait till the end. Anything really surprise you? Anything really excite you? So I got
really. Like the ramp deck seems solid, but nothing out of the ordinary that ramp decks have done. Otherwise, the one thing I liked was that second game where I didn't draw a payoff spell, but I was still able to do relevant things.
That was cool.
It's a little awkward the way I have it set up against Extinction Event because the 4-drop is even, the lands that you turn into creatures are even, the tokens and Phylath itself are even.
Yeah, you're like the opposite of an Obosh teamer deck, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you do have the 2 giants, Bone Crusher and Beanstalk. So you're not fully uneven, but Extinction Event uneven is pretty good against your sort of aggro plan.
Yeah.
And that's something to maybe worry about. Maybe Phylath still isn't good enough, but it looked fine in games that we played.
Definitely good against a green beatdown deck, I feel. Outside of that, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And then, it'll be interesting to see how that deck operates against, a Bone Crusher Giant deck where they can handle both of your 2-mana ramp spells.
Yeah. For me, I've been just so excited about Tend the Pest. I just love that with Croxa. That's something I really want to be doing. And I thought that deck seems really nice because it's just a good Bone Crusher Giant deck. That one excites me.
Yeah, and
I don't know if I like the split card or anything like that. That all just seemed like fine, but
there's a lot of different Jundy stuff you could do.
Yeah,
Tend the Pest is nice, gives you food for Corval too.
Yeah,
a little bit of extra life is cool. I would be interested in trying to find some way to make the 3/1 work. Silver Smoke Ghoul. Now that you have all these incidental ways to gain 1 life. Not sure how good it would be, but that's the kind of thing that I like to do.
Yeah, I'm interested in Veto as well. That's another card that's just always been so far away from being playable, but something really cute with these gain life kind of synergies as well.
You say it was unplayable, but wasn't there like a Splinter Twin combo that showed up to one of our online events one time? I don't think they actually did well, so it's still not good. But
that's an important part of the equation, Rob.
But listen, it was
allowed to register anything you want.
It was literally Splinter Twin. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. A very awkward Splitter Twin, but yeah. Oh, too good. Okay, I'm guessing you want to go first?
I do.
Okay.
And I have a fine hand.
Yeah, I think mine is fine as well.
I will play Swamp Whisper Squad.
Whisper Squad up! All right, I have a plains and I'll pass to you.
It's just like Whisper Squad. That's just a Splinter Twin combo right there, right?
Exactly, yep.
What isn't a Splinter Twin combo?
They're all Splinter Twin combos, that's for sure.
Maybe I'm getting punished for this. Okay. I'm going to try to be aggressive here. I'm going to play a Silver Quill Silencer. I'm trying to figure out what I want to name.
Okay.
I'm going to name Skyclave Apparition.
Okay.
Your main piece of interaction, and then get in for 1.
All right.
19.
I will draw a card.
I think much like Meddling Mage, you generally want to name their interaction so that if they want to remove the silencer, that you're going to get value.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, I have some good options. That's just what do I want to do? All right, I'm going to go with... Wow, really close. I'm going to go with Charming Prince and Scry 2.
Sure.
I'm going to put both of these to the bottom.
I will attack with Silencer.
I'll block.
Play a Triome and pass a turn.
Okay.
Don't mind me just squadding up over here.
Just squadding up. Makes sense.
It's kind of what I do.
You're a squatter. I understand it.
Too bad you can't play 5 in a deck. Just have your perfect starting 5.
How many cards?
Something like 5.
Okay.
4.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go like this and cast a Haka. Pass to you.
Had Charming Prince. Cast Haka after it.
Yeah, it was a bit of an awkward draw there, but that's all right.
Oh, speaking of awkward draws. Definitely up there.
Okay.
Play Seer Step Pathway and pass the turn.
Oh, draw. I'm gonna go with Mistgate Pathway and Charming Prince.
Yep.
Had a second one. Target this.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, I guess this is coming back at end step, and that's all I have. I'll pass.
Yeah, it'll come back at end step.
Okay.
I'll squad up.
Okay.
Oh, they're both on the bottom.
Oh, fair enough. Squad has been up. All right, now I'm afraid.
Yeah, I have the full squad. No one beats the full squad.
No one beats the full squad.
So Ross, let's say you were to get a playset of Whisper Squads altered. Who would your squad be?
Ooh, who would my squad be? This is like the old Squadron Hawks.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley.
You know, my
and the last one you search for is Joe because you can't leave him. You can't leave him.
No, they'll all be Joe with just different hats on.
There we go. I think they'd just all be me. I think it'd just be 4 me's. Wouldn't you?
I'm gonna claim the firstborn, the Charming Prince.
Okay.
Then I will cast an Avatar, Awaken the Blood Avatar, sacking Charming Prince and Whisper Squad.
What does that one again? Oh, it's the other half. Okay. Yep. All right.
Would you like to sacrifice a creature?
No, I wouldn't like to. Do I have to?
This is going to be my Avatar token since we don't have them yet.
I sacrifice and then you get to deal damage or something, right?
So it's a 3/6 with haste that when it attacks deals 3 damage to each opponent.
Oh, okay.
So then I will attack for 9 total.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Brings you to 10.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. End step. I have an omen. Yeah.
He's done with his nap.
Like this.
The Blood Avatar always likes a nice afternoon nap.
Yeah.
He's done. He woke up. He's ready to rumble.
I hated it. Oh, that was not very good. I'll Baron that. And I have a land, and I'll pass to you.
That was mean.
Baron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play Fable Passage.
Okay.
Track it for a swamp.
And we got 10 to 20 still, right?
Yep.
Okay.
3 in hand.
3 in hand, all super hot mediums.
Okay, I'm going to play a Woe Strider.
Whoa, Strider. Okay,
Got a goat. I will attack with the 3 squads.
I'll block 1.
I'll sack the one you blocked to scry.
Okay, I'm gonna go to 8.
That'll go to the bottom.
Okay.
Then I'll play a Serrated Scorpion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I think I only have 2 real options here. And I'm at 7, huh?
I do it 8 because you took 2 from this attack.
Oh, whoops, I looked at the wrong side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's still dangerous. If you find that 1 card, it's gonna be pretty much GG. I don't really think I can beat that. So yeah, I'll ECD Woe Strider.
I will sack Brad Nelson to scry in response.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna keep that one on top.
Okay. Pass to you. Don't like top.
It's just a redraw. Callous Blood Mage, I'll draw a card and lose life.
Okay.
That'll put me to 19.
Yep.
And I'll send in the clowns.
Okay, I will block a squad.
Brings you to 6.
Yep.
And I bricked.
Okay.
Table passage pass.
Okay, tick up here. And then I will Eorian, blank out these 3. ECD, bounce, and draw.
It's pretty good.
Not bad, not bad. Scry 2. I will for sure keep this one. Do I want this other card? Yeah. All right. I'll keep it in this order. Past you.
Flame a Scorpion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. And draw. Tax. I got a land. And not gonna cast Showdown if I find it, so I'm gonna start with an Omen. Irony. Don't think I need those. Draw and Skyclave the Scorpion. Now for that 3/6.
It's a classic case of having the perfect answer on every turn.
Yeah, it's welcome to your Yorian deck. How aggressive can I get? I think just this aggressive. I'll attack for 4.
I'll go to 15.
Okay, past you.
Will I get punished? Oh, still haven't seen. Cycle Savi Triumph.
Okay.
Will I get punished?
On?
Nope.
How punished?
For not having sacked the Scorpion more aggressively, though I guess it did deal some damage anyway. So
Yeah.
actually, it's not really a punishment at all.
Gotcha.
But I have a Blightstep Pathway in the
Okay.
pass of the turn.
All right. I will own it. A draw. ECD back. Charming Prince, gain 3.
Brings you to 9.
Yep. And attack with this and these 2.
I will go to 7.
Okay, you go to 7, and I think my whole goal here is to keep you off of that stupid disgusting combo. So I'm gonna go with a cost 1, and then how much does it cost? 8, right? But you can pay 2 less, so 6. Thanks. I have a Thassa Deep Dwelling, and I guess I don't actually keep you off it that way. Because Skyclave, you get back, what was it, a 1/1 already?
I'm holding the land, I'm dead.
Okay.
You could just gain 3 life and be fine that way.
Gotcha. I was just thinking the ways to completely lock it out, but I figured I was 99.9% there.
Yeah, needed the Baron immediately, otherwise you were essentially dead. Had that, and then I drew, 3 or 4 lands in a row when I needed something to close the game out.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
Do you want to add to sideboard or just do a pity game pre-board?
Yeah, let's do some stuff.
Okay, cool. All right, everyone. Well, it looks like I'll be taking this showdown, so at least I'm on the board. And the loser of this has to wear the silly hat. I had to be the Viking for Kel time, and you can see it in the background there. It's like our Trinkets of War at this point that we want to do for preview season. So I can't let you be a wizard and a Viking. That's just a weird combo. So, all right, y'all, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to bring you some sideboarding here between Jeskai Blink and Marty Sacrifice. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, and welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Mardu Sacrifice and Jeskai Blink. On my side, bringing in my trusty Bonecrusher Giants in a matchup where Stomp is very relevant, could help me.
Hey, you don't have to say a matchup when it's there. Stomp is just relevant, always.
Also bringing in a couple copies of the Crowan War. I just want to break through Corey's, ability to stalemate the battlefield and deal those last 2 points of damage. You saw me struggle with that in the last game. And cutting Silver Quill Silencer, just not a great card in the matchup when it is just getting traded for by so many creatures that have generated some value.
And notably a Yorion deck. I mean, that less of odds that I play the card you name. I mean, that's not a huge factor, but it definitely is.
Trimming one Woe Strider to try to keep the curve the same. I think it's the more replaceable of the 3-drops. And then cutting the one Vanishing Verse. It doesn't hit a lot of relevant cards in Corey's deck. And a lot of his high-end stuff, like Showdown the Skulls and Yorion, is actually multicolored. Yeah. So the one Vanishing Verse can get cut. We're bringing in plenty of other interaction.
Cool beans. So for my end, just bringing in the 4 Doom Scars. Figured this would be a good deck to pivot a little bit. We didn't really take out a lot of our creatures, so it's kind of these plans where you can either try to be proactive with your creatures or reactive. And I still left in, a couple of runs of Epiphany, so you have to know if it's for sure this or not. But didn't want to give it all away, and then a couple disdainful strokes. That gigantic spell.
Awaken the Blood Avatar.
Awaken the Blood Avatar is terrifying. So having an answer to that, maybe a Rankle or something, is pretty nice. Thassa's pretty awkward when you have that much removal. It's pretty unrealistic for me to blink stuff. Taking out 2 of the Elrond's Epiphany, 1 Showdown because it's a little slow, and then 1 of the ECDs. I'm probably wrong about the ECD, to be honest. If you're bringing in like Bone Crushers, you have a decent amount of targets, but yeah, we'll give it a shot.
None of them are great targets, though.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a matchup where you just want to keep pace with me and then take over with Yorion itself. So triggering your expensive spells makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense. All right, Rob, we'll try one more time. Did you get a question at all, or are we just starting this up?
So with Strixhaven so far, what do you think are the most overrated cards, and what are the most underrated cards?
Oof. I unfortunately think Elite Spellbinder is a little overrated. I think it's a good card, but I think people, including myself, put it pretty highly on a list. And the more that I kind of play with it, the more I think it's just fine. So I think that card is pretty overrated. And I think as far as just the information I've known from the few shows that we've played, I think Tend the Pest is a little underrated right now because that card looked awesome, but low sample size, so I can't say I know a lot there. That's my short answer. You got anything better?
I don't see a lot of cards getting really overhyped because everyone understands that this set is, below the power level of previous sets.
Yeah.
Vanishing Verse is a removal spell I like quite a bit, is getting a lot of hype, but removal spells at 2 mana basically never, reshape the metagame. They just enter into that pool that you pick from based on what you expect. So that one might count as overrated.
The one thing that we don't have with this set that we've had in the last few sets is just people going crazy on Twitter, be like, wow, Splinter Twin or whatever, and just being like, this, how could they print this? Like, kind of like, chirp a little bit on seeing that kind of broken stuff. So I haven't seen a single card that's just been overhyped, except Elite Spellbinder is a card people really value pretty highly, and I just think it's okay in Standard. I think with Collected Company it's actually quite good, and I do think it's going to be a good card against Sultai Ultimatum, which that deck's not going to go anywhere, especially if we get some more tools. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Yeah, just not, in a set with, I don't want to say it. I think the set overall, the set as a collective, has a good amount of hype. People really like the lore and the flavor and everything.
Yeah.
But the cards themselves just don't have the same hype as previous sets. So hard to get cards that are overrated or underrated without that requisite level of hype.
And yeah, I don't want to undersell this set. Like this card, none of this is going to see play. But it's just decks are going to have to really work for some synergies to go with it. It's not like Goldspan Dragon that we see in a set that it's like, wow, this card can go in so many things. Showdown of the Skull. This is like Escape the Wilds. That card was banned. All Runs Epiphany. What? Time Warp is too strong for the format. Those were obvious overrated cards. They proved to just be good, but there's not too much of that going on with this set so far.
Yeah. So I'm gonna lead on a Fable Passage here. Get myself a swamp.
I got a Triumph past you.
You have a Triumph.
Yeah, Jessica always looks better with that Triumph.
Okay. Well, I have a mountain and a Skyclave Shade.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay, not the best of draws. I'll play a land and past you.
And let's get in for 3.
Okay. 17.
And then I'll play a Needle Verge Pathway and a Woe Strider.
Oh, Strider. Okay, that's
get a
pretty good.
goat and pass the turn.
All right, I have a Omen.
I like Omen. I have my aggressive 2-drop on the play. You don't have a 2-drop of your own.
Yeah, rub it in. All right, I'll top 1.
This is going to be a Skyclave Apparition, but that's okay.
I'm going to Foretell and play a Temple, do some scrying. I don't think I need this, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, I will attack you for 6.
I'll take it, down to 11.
No reason for me to extend further into a potential Doomscar. So I will just play a Savai Triome and pass the turn.
Okay. Could be an all runs, though.
If it's an all runs, you're dead. So, please.
All right, I'll Doomscar you.
Yeah, I'll scry with the goat first.
Okay.
Don't think that's necessary. Then we'll scry with the shade.
Okay.
The land is definitely not something I want. And then Woe Strider will die.
All right, land tap, pass to you.
Okay, I have a Grimclimb Pathway. That'll trigger the Skyclave Shade, and so I'm just gonna cast it for 2 and play another Woe Strider.
Okay.
Get 2 creatures out. Get another goat and pass the turn.
All right.
Same battlefield I had.
I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. I have a pretty medium turn, but I will Skyclave the Shade.
Do I want to get a 2/2 when that dies, or do I want to have the Shade coming back? I will also get to scry. Let's have the Shade come back, I think. I'll sack with the trigger on the stack.
Okay.
And I'll top out.
Okay. And then I will...
It was close.
Take 3, Charming Prince, take that.
Brings you to 8.
Yep. Pretty happy about you sacking it, because then you don't get an illusion here. And I'll pass to you. Didn't sack the goat, though, so that scares me slightly.
I will play a Rankle.
Okay.
I will attack you with the Rankle.
No blocks, down to 5.
Down to 5. I'm going to have sack a creature and draw a card, lose a life as the modes. So we'll end up at 19 to 4.
Sack a creature and draw.
Yeah. So you draw first. That's first on the card.
Okay.
Then we'll get some sacrificing going on.
All right. You get a 3/3 illusion?
Okay. Well, that to me is a sign that we're getting Doomscarred again, so I'm not going to play this 1-drop.
What? I'll attack.
I'll block with the 3/3 illusion.
All right. Doomscar.
I will Village Rites the 3/3 illusion.
Okay. It's pretty good. All right. Past you.
Play a Plains, play Skyclave Shade with Kicker,
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right.
Corey at 4 life here. We're real close.
Oh, I had myself at 5. Oh, I didn't lose the life
Yeah.
off Rankle. Okay.
So you should have 4 to 19.
4 to 19. Correct. Okay. Pretty awkward here. How many cards?
5.
Okay.
So more or less than you were expecting.
Far too many. I
Yeah.
gotta look at my sideboard.
Kind of nice for the aggro deck to have made all of its land drops, put its opponent to 4, survived 2 Wrath of Gods, and still have 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
It's one of the things the Rakdos decks do.
Yeah. So close to doing some cool stuff.
I'm also close to doing cool stuff, but it requires you to do something.
Yeah, does it? Okay.
Then I get to do my cool stuff.
Well, I mean, you could have done cool stuff last turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cut off? You screwed up?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure, but I didn't want to give it away to Corey.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't like that.
Good call, Rob.
Well, you can thank Chad for that one.
Yeah.
Well, God, I got a few options, and they're all really rough. I'm not gonna lie, they're all quite rough.
Got a little tunnel vision to this game, I would say, but hopefully it won't matter.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play a land.
Always love to see tapped lands.
I'm just gonna play a millet. I was so close to doing some cool stuff here, but if I go Luca, which I really wanted to do, bring back Skyclave, I can exile this, but then I give you a 2/2, and then I die to that stupid card. So I think I'll just go like this and pass to you. I'm scared of what kind of shenanigans you have, though.
Well, the card that should have killed you last turn is this Claim the Firstborn. I should have just claimed my own shade. But I'll give you a draw.
Okay.
I would like to attack you for 7 damages.
All right. Well, I'm dead.
Yeah. Even if you had some instant speed answer for the shade, which I didn't think existed in your deck.
What was in your hand?
If you took 2, I had a Crow and War and Claim and Village Right Side.
Okay, because I had a lot of options. I could have.
I was going to be able to play 7th land and cast all of my spells.
Yeah, so I could have Doomscarred last turn just to kill this, but then you just play a land and claim.
Then I just passed your claim.
And if I bring back Skyclave, you claim it, and
I claim it, attack you for 2, and then play Scorpion and sack it.
I was completely dead then.
Yeah, you had no real one.
All right, fair enough. Well, it was nice to see you do your thing at least once. That looked pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that looked pretty sweet.
And I think that game that I won, we didn't see any of the new cards.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate there, but it shows you that there is still some aggressive shell, but the entire deck hasn't been filled out yet.
Yeah.
And Avatar, I think, is a really big part of it.
Yeah, that card's scary.
Yeah, it's just a really explosive magic card. Callous Blood Mage is just another solid 3-drop. Might just be worse than just having Bone Crusher Giant in your deck because everybody wants Bone Crusher. But definitely a solid option. I think this deck might still need more good 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
There's not anything at the level of like Dreadhorde Butcher or Gutter Bones. And those are the kind of cards that you really need to replace if you want to make a very aggressive Rakdos Sacrifice deck. The Silver Quill Silencer. I think this is a matchup where it's not going to be great, where you have a bunch of creatures and it's really just trading.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot better when I get to like name Cultivate out of the Sultide deck.
Yeah.
And so if you want to ramp, I'm going to deal you an extra 3 and draw a card and make sure that I'm well set up for that. Those are the matchups where that kind of card will shine.
Can I see the front half on that one again? I'm just having an idea real quick. This kind of seems sweet in the Jund deck too, just to go with the pests. It would just be literally, this would be unusable. But this is the worst half. Like, that's not a very good card.
Can you imagine playing Silver Smoke Ghoul on turn 3, right? Turn 4, you go sacrifice it to 10 the pest, make 3 1/1s.
Yep.
And then sack those 3 1/1s, cast this for 2 mana, gain 3 life, return the Silver Smoke Ghoul.
Ghoul costs 3, right?
Yeah, so it's a 3-drop, and then turn 4, you have 2 2-drops effectively.
Yeah,
the 10 the pest and the Awaken, and you get the Ghoul back.
Wow. And you still play Croxa and Tend to Pest. You still do the kind of same stuff. You can still play Claim to combo with this.
And
that seems nice.
You can play Mire Triton and other stuff to combo with Ghoul and get a graveyard synergy going with Croxa.
Maybe. Timuric Calls the Dead kind of things. And, that might be a stretch, but maybe just putting Silver Ghoul and this in there. And getting rid of
Timuric Calls the Dead also gains life for Ghoul. Right, that third chapter.
Yep. I know, that is kind of spicy.
This is interesting. I'm intrigued.
We might be brewing for Thursday, huh?
I'm intrigued.
All right.
We'll take your first deck and my third deck, and we'll match them together, and then we'll make a baby.
But first, I'm going to need those marbles back. They've been over there for far too long. And then, Rob, we'll take any last questions you got, and then we're going to thank some subs, and we're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to head out of here.
Thank God I was wearing pants today.
Yeah, you usually don't on Versus, right? Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a few subs today. All
right.
Heptagon 24 for 14 months.
Our boy.
Esteas for 21 months. And Exarca for 20 months. And thank you to all of our subs.
All right. All the greats.
Yes. Thank you for that support. And if you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our excellent staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed products, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you like seeing the nice chairs that we have every single Tuesday and Thursday, and you want one of those in your gaming room, you can have that by going to carnox.com/SCG and use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs.
And our final sponsor is Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection of shirts, hoodies, and stickers at coalesceapparel.shop. Be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there as well.
And it is preview season, as you might have guessed by us playing a lot of preview cards. That's probably a little clear. But if you want to pick up some of these real cards, they're going to be out here pretty soon. So you can still get sealed product plus individual Strixhaven cards. You can go to starcitygames.com/previews to be the first one to get these awesome cards.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a little extra cash to pick up some of those sweet Strixhaven cards that you want, you can always sell your cards to SCG, and the process has never been easier because there's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them do the work for you. You can make an appointment and come into the store. And if your collection is big enough, you can make that appointment and have Star City Games come to you. And as always, be aware that you do get a 30% store credit trade-in when you sell your cards.
Bonus money. All right, and we got the SCG Tour back in full swing right now. If you want to qualify for the Strixhaven Championship, we have tons of ways to do that. Friday and Saturdays, we have 4 satellites. If you go 4 and 2 or better in these tournaments, you qualify for the Sunday Strixhaven Championship. 5 and 1, you get 1 bye. 6 and 0, and you get 2 buys. So go to starcitygames.com/SCG Tour online for more information on that.
And our final order of business is the Star City Games weekly sale. This week's is going to be on supplies. So if you've been jealous of that premium perk that people get, you want to try it out before you look into getting premium for yourself, now is the week to do it. In fact, it's actually 25% off of supplies this week, so you get even better than the premium perk. That sale is going to be going on until this Monday at 10:59 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can find out all about it at starcitygames.com/sale.
Absolutely. And last order of business, we do love when we get deck lists from the audience. My first deck, that Jund deck with Tend the Pest, I made a couple of changes, but otherwise that was submitted by y'all, and I think that deck was awesome. We love getting ideas from y'all. We have a tweet up right now on each of our accounts. You can post deck lists there. We can put a reminder tweet out as well to get some more deck lists in, another spot for you to post them. And you might just see your deck on the show on Thursday. So please send us some lists if you got a cool brew cooking in your head like we usually do at the end of a show. We're like, oh, all right, we could be doing this. Or like, oh yeah, we're live. We should probably finish this show off, huh?
No, back to brewing.
Back to brewing. That is the funnest part of preview season. Even if some of the cards are a little trickier to brew with, doesn't mean they're not sweet. We definitely proved that today. We had some sweet stuff going on. All right, everyone, I want to thank you so much for watching. Thursday, we will be back with another standard show featuring Strixhaven as well. We haven't had enough yet. So that's going to do it for us. We got Rob, we got Ross Merriam. I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you Thursday.